There's more alcohol, sir.
See me, I'm sitting low. On 4G, when you see me, I'm getting dope. On 4G, on 4G, on 4G,
4G Audio Podcast.
That's true.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Crazy.
Yeah. This,
Gangster shit.
the fact that he told us that story is true.
Yeah.
Oh shit! What's going down, everybody? Episode 254, and on episode 253, at some point, I hinted that I was going to tell you what's going on with 254. If you add it all up, it equals 11. And if you just go to episode 222, I'm pretty sure it's all explained pretty soon in the start of the episode. Any motherfucking way, I'm Stylez the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
Together, we're the Basement Weirdos. This is the 4G Audio Podcast. Somebody throwing hearts in the chat. I believe I love you.
Let's go.
And yeah, as I said, episode 254. Tonight, though, this has actually been a long time coming. We first met these guys when Babylon was not a dollar store. By the way,
The
try
good old days.
Try the cinnamon hearts. Fucking delicious. But anyways, so tonight we got Victor and Marty Party in the motherfucking building.
Welcome.
What's good?
How
What's
you guys
up?
doing?
What's up? Not bad, bro. It's been a minute for real. Yeah, it's nice to be
shit,
on here.
man. Yeah. You guys
congrats
looking
on 5
good.
years. Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank
man.
you.
Thanks.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
man.
So, right, real quick, because I didn't know how to introduce you guys, but you guys together are the Chemists?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is a thing, you guys were separate before, right? You guys had your own solo kind of things?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you were the producer of all this?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because also, too, I'm just trying to go over, we met a long time ago. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
for
"Hey,
sure,
What are we
yeah,
talking about? I don't really remember it." I also must mention, me and Marty Party have a pretty sick fucking picture. I can't find it.
Apparently
Can't
we
find
do.
it.
No?
Remember the picture with the monster thing in the back and
I
like
took
whatever?
that picture just randomly.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like leaned over on my phone, and we were both looking at my phone, and he
Oh,
takes
yeah,
the
it's
picture,
at
but
the
I
bar.
think it was like lighting up our faces or something, and then there's like a monster logo in the background, like glowing and shit.
Just
and
like
it's
whatever.
like
meant
a,
to be
it's
type
like
shit?
a
It's just like
neon sign.
and it's
Yeah.
just the way that it's like focused and everything. Like it just looks fucking sick. Yeah,
Oh, fuck yeah.
yeah.
I believe you.
I'll find it. I'll show you guys.
No, I believe you.
Actually, I'll have to get Jonesy.
I wonder what show that would have been.
Oh,
Is
man.
that
Man, was it Vi?
Babylon?
Is that
Was it
Babylon?
Vi show?
Who?
Vi. Remember she had
No.
the big show, she had the whole show.
I feel like I
promoted
might have
shit?
met you at that same show, so I would have been there. I feel like.
What the
Man, we used to
I
go there
want
a
to say
lot.
Chris
Yeah.
I was
Webby.
gonna say Chris Webby too, but no, Jonesy
I don't
wasn't
think we
there.
went
I
to
don't
Chris
think.
Webby.
Yeah, I don't think I would have been there.
No, Cranium.
We
Jaren
should go
Beck.
to
Oh,
lot.
that's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah,
I feel like there was a night of Cranium where we were there because I did a panel.
Oh, hell yeah.
Was that the night? The next day?
Yeah, we met
Remember,
Ramon?
Ramon came on the next morning.
Ramon.
that's-
Yeah.
So if you had the
That is
picture, you could
true.
see the date on it, and you could be like, "What happened on that day?" But to be honest, we wouldn't even be able to tell from that day. We wouldn't be
No,
able to
that's
tell.
true.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
It was May 8th. Okay.
Oh, that's
fuck
weird because
happened May
I
8th,
thought
yeah?
I was like, how do you know? Yeah, I was like, I swear it was like earlier, like in late spring or early summer, but I don't know.
Yo, if it's
Just
May 8th,
because
if it
we-
actually is May 8th, that's fucking.
That'd
That'd be
You
creepy.
just sniped that.
we'll get them
Bro.
to check the records, man. Yeah. Then you should really actually figure out what's going on, man. You're like a medium or something or whatever they call them,
To be
Yeah.
quite frank, I might have.
I mean,
to.
it would probably be easy to find all the times we could have met.
Yeah.
It probably wouldn't have been that many
Well,
different days.
R.I.P.
That's
to
true.
Babylon in general.
That's true,
Yeah,
man.
for
Oh
sure.
my
For
god,
sure.
bro.
But if you're in the area, it's now a dollar store. Again, try the fucking cinnamon hearts. They also make some really good lifesaver mints. Try those too. Anyways, I was just being dumb. But
Yeah.
so okay, I'm gonna try to like go back and forth here.
Yeah.
So, Victor, you're from Ottawa.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Born
yeah.
and raised type shit.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How long you been doing music?
I mean, like, I've been doing music a long time. I've been, as far as like producing and like engineering and stuff. Let me do the math in my head here. I guess 6.5 years. I guess I've been doing it
Okay.
as either a side hustle or a full time job.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how long you've been doing that.
Yeah,
So then, like before that, you were just kind of doing it for yourself. Just
yeah.
like,
I played in bands and
making-
stuff before
Oh
that.
yeah, like
and then,
you still play instruments.
yeah. So I play. A few friends of mine and I had a band. I was playing guitar. Or,
Oh,
sorry, I
actually,
was
are you
doing
playing
vocals in
guitar
that
a
band.
Video maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I play
okay.
guitar with them now. We actually like under a different, because we all kind of play music together,
Yeah. Okay.
and we all have our own solo projects, and like whatever does well, and when the opportunities present themselves, we just assume a role and do whatever it is that we got to do. And like right now, one of my guys, Billy, has his project Unrequited has been going on tour,
okay.
and he was the same guy I was in the previous band with.
Yeah.
So 7 years later, we just decided. With that arrangement, I play guitar, but I figured like hell yeah, let's go on tour, you know.
Bro, it was really fucking cool too. I got to sell merch for a couple of their shows when they went
yeah?
with their Canadian. Like they did like 30 shows,
Mm-hmm.
and they did like
Oh,
three in
shit.
Canada, and I was on the bus with them selling merch and shit. And they can speak French, so the French fans and shit.
Mm.
Bro, it was a wild energy, you know. And they were opening up for some really big acts, so
That's
it was
like-
really
Oh,
cool.
fuck.
Do you
That's
find
sick.
that you pop off more with the French community? Like, the
Well, in that
music,
genre, I mean,
does
that's
it resonate more. Yeah.
that's a very specific genre. Like
Yeah.
like that tour was like I guess like the specific genre would be atmospheric black metal. So something that is
Oh,
not ever
okay.
talked about on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. yeah.
But like it does quite well. Yeah, Montreal, Quebec City were both packed.
Would this be like like Ghost maybe type stuff?
Yeah, I mean the theatrics are similar.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But this is a bit more it's a bit heavier.
Evil.
So yeah, I guess a
Yeah.
little bit. I mean, like the specific style, like like black metal in and of itself is considered like it has quite a lore, and it's
Yeah.
considered to be
Like you burn churches. and
yeah,
stuff.
exactly, yeah, you know. But like,
funny.
but it kind of manifests into all these different things, like the kind of stuff that we play in the bands we're playing with. They're very melodic, and there's
Yeah.
singing, and there's there's a lot of rock elements and stuff too. You know, it's very wall of sound, but it's very melodic for sure.
So I used to play in a band.
Okay,
I was a drummer.
okay,
We played all kinds of stuff. We played like some like kind of like street punky stuff, but then we also played like some metal and stuff, whatever.
Mhm.
Very, very like not good.
Yeah, wow.
you know, we thought we were good though for sure. But the reason why I say this though is because like and like even too there was a song where me and the bass player switched. So I like played bass and he
Oh.
played
Okay.
drums and shit. And so point is I really respect people who can play instruments. And when it comes to a lot of this like heavy like no not I was gonna say heavy metal, like not what you think of heavy metal, but like what you're saying, like the black metal, this like some of it's very like these epic like journey songs and stuff. And whatever.
That's-
and
yeah.
I'm like, man, I can't really get into that music. Like my brother. So shout out my brother Tyler. He actually, you know what? Shout out my brother Andrew too. Happy birthday! It's his birthday today. I won't tell anybody how old he's fucking turning, but you're lucky. I don't. But he looks older than me. Anyways, but no. So my older brother, he's really into like Ghost and shit like that. Like,
Okay.
I'm trying to think of other bands he listens to, but he listens to like a lot of this stuff. Him and one of his buddies, they'll be like, oh, this Ghost album came out, or this band put out this album. Oh, cool. Okay, well, you want to hang out on Saturday? Yeah, okay, cool. And they'll just sit there and listen to it. And like I'll go out there sometimes and I'm sitting there and I'm like, so like how was your week? Or like, like what's up? And they're like, no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
oh, you hear that? Oh, yeah, whatever. I'm like, so I'm not like that into it, but I can
Right.
respect it, right? Where I'm like, wow, that's amazing. So when
Yeah.
I say that, I imagine you're probably pretty fucking good at what you do if you're playing in a band like that.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely some long, big journey type records that
Yeah.
we played on tour for sure.
That's-
One of the songs we were playing is 27 minutes,
Holy. fuck.
but we only played certain legs of it. Like we cut
Yeah.
it off. I think we
Right,
played 13
right.
minutes of it.
Holy
Um,
shit. Is there
but,
like solos and stuff in it?
To be honest, it was one of those songs where it was kind of like this darker song, and like we were on tour with this band called Mismore, which is they're like a doom band from the West Coast,
Okay.
Portland, and they do this kind of sludgy type of doom metal that like we just mixed that song in the set because it was like, this might kind of suit their audience.
Yeah.
And then after that tour, I was like, I don't know if we're gonna play this one again because it was just like it's a long song and it's a lot of just the same riff.
Right.
And like sometimes it's easier to be playing solos than it is to be playing the same because your fingers are hurting. Like by the time you get to the end of it, like you're just done. Like your
Yeah.
wrist
Yeah.
is killing you, like
You're,
because
like,
you've just been
dreading
playing
it
the
night
same
in,
repetitive
night out.
chords for 13 minutes. But
Yeah.
yeah, and like the song and like also like a lot of Billy's compositions are super like orchestral and he has like a lot of like big arrangements, stuff that the studio version of the record translates better on some songs. So like even though we're playing the same things over and over and it feels monotonous, the song does like develop and grow and do all these different things. But for us, it's like it's a bit of a it's a tough one to play live. It's one that's like you don't really look forward to it. As soon as you're done, it's like cool. Now, and we played it first in the set, which was maybe kind of nice because then you didn't have to dread it.
Yeah, it's
Right.
all
But,
easier after that.
Yeah.
Hard over with.
I mean, I'm kind of like I'm bitching a little too much. Like it wasn't that bad to play live, but
Oh,
it was.
you were killing it too.
But it was one that it was like elements of it were fun, but just by the time you hit the 7-minute mark, it's like, dude, this riff is killing my hands.
Do we have to do all 13 minutes?
Yeah. Well, all 13. That's only half the song.
I was gonna say all 13. That's just a portion of it. But what's the name of the band?
His band is called Unrequited
Okay.
with like a V.
So
Instead of
if
a U,
my brother Tyler, if you're watching, check him out.
Yeah, he might
Or
be.
let
He
me know
might
if
be
you
into
know
it.
them. But no, it's crazy. So then, so in this, so you're playing instruments. You're an artist like this. So then, when did that transform into like producing?
So I guess to be honest, like shout out my mom, to be honest, because she sort of pushed me into it because I was before producing, we were in another band, like we were touring, but it was tougher. Like we were 21, like it was a rougher go at it for sure. Like none of us had any money, like we'd like play a show and the talent buyer wouldn't give us our guarantee, and we'd be like, all right, time to get a job, like I don't know how the hell we're gonna get back to Canada. But so it was a tougher go at it, and that kind of just ran its course. Like we all just sort of creatively wanted to do other things and whatever, and like but at the time for me it was it was my entire identity. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Do I want to go back to school? No, definitely not. Do I want to anyway, my mom kind of said, well, why don't you just create, like, how much do you spend like going to the studio? And like in that industry at that time, I'm sure it's different now. Nowadays, right? Like you can get like an Apollo and like a decent microphone, and you can spend $2,000-$3,000 and you can have quite a good recording, like quite a good industry competitive recording. And then this was not even that long ago, but like a lot of those things were still pretty new, and there wasn't like, if you're a band, you need to track drums, you need to track all these instruments. Like you have to go to a studio. You can't really get away with like just like recording at home, or like some bands do. But like even if that's what you're doing, it's even if that is what you're doing, it's still quite the investment. Yeah, if you want to have a good quality recording, like so we were going to a studio out in Montreal that no longer exists.
Okay.
And we were paying $900 a song is what we were paying.
Song.
A song, yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
But that would include
That's
but that would include a mix and a master.
Right. And how long could you take to make this?
Well,
song?
usually it would be
If
2
they're
days, 2 days of
27 minutes long,
tracking.
then,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
are.
No, they weren't. This was
That's a
before
good deal.
Don't worry, these weren't 27 minutes long.
Yeah.
We did have a few long ones, but nothing exceeding 5-6 minutes. But
No, they were pretty long.
some of the older records were
Yeah,
like
they were like
they
8
weren't short, but yeah, it would be like 2 days of recording, or we would do like a project, and we do like we did a couple EPs, like we'd pay for 5 songs, 4,500 or whatever,
Yeah.
and then and it was in Montreal, and also you could stay at the studio too. So that also saves a ton of money as well.
No doubt.
Like it wasn't like it was just a basement. You claim a couch type situation, but it beats having to get an Airbnb or a hotel. For sure.
Cool.
Yeah. So and then you're kind of having fun with your, because those studios, like where the bands go, like they're designed to cater to bands that might be there for like a month working on their record. They're not. It's not really like, hey, I want 2 hours of studio time, I'm trying to do this record, whatever. It's like, I'm here to work on an album, and like I have a label budget, and I want to live at your house for a month. Is essentially like, that was kind of more the clientele that he was dealing with for the most part out in Montreal. And like and I built a really good relationship. He no longer produces. His name was Frank Chouflard. He was this guy we used to work with, and I kind of got a little bit, like, just from watching him work, I sort of was able to like kind of watch over his shoulder and see a few things he was doing. So like I'd always been a little bit interested in the studio, and like when I was in high school, I'd done really shitty recordings. I'd like on just like not GarageBand, but it was like this even older software. It came with the M Audio box. It was called Cakewalk Sonar. It was like some free DAW.
Yeah.
And like I used to make these really shitty recordings with just my friends in high school and that. And then like, so like I'd been a little bit like, I kind of understood it a bit, but like understanding like the talent gap and like the investment gap between something like that and then like a real full on like environment like one that we were recording in, like to me it just was inconceivable. Like I was like, how am I gonna like how am I just gonna learn this? Like this doesn't how am I gonna make that jump? And it was really my mom who kind of pushed me into like, nah, try it, and like my mom did some research and was like, you should go get this Apollo thing, and I was like, huh?
No way.
I did not
know that.
And like
Did you start with instruments though? Like you started recording bands?
Well, no, I honestly never really had a strong interest in it. I mean, by the time the band I was in ran its course, I was a lot more interested in learning and producing. I was really into R&B.
Oh, thank you.
I've I was into a lot of hip hop shit too. Like I just wasn't really interested in like I lived in the trap in Vanier. We just played Chief Keef all day. Like I wasn't really interested in making metal music. Like like we like that was like every night that shit was banging. So like I wasn't really that and on top of that, that's so much more money like to mic up a kit and learn all this stuff. Like I was like, I don't really care about that. I just want to write songs. Originally I was just gonna have this like space where I can work on my production and I could just write songs in general, like just record, like just singing and like maybe pitch them to people. Like, hey, I wrote this song. Like I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Originally when it came to producing, I just knew I wanted to be able to facilitate like recording and creating music in some fashion. Whatever that takes on, like was kind of, I sort of had to roll with the punches because I wanted to like I wanted to make beats, really. Right. I wanted to get good at that, but everyone and their cousin was making beats. Now it's kind of changing a bit, but that was just really the wave. There was this period like, like the 2015, 2016, like, a lot of the artists in trap that were blowing up, like that was when that whole argument, like the whole, like the mumble rap and the blah, blah, blah. And you would always, like all of a sudden producers became rock stars kind of in that era. Yeah, so you had all these kids that were more inspired to make beats.
Like really fucking just like mumbling and like saying whatever through a mic. If you could make them sound like fucking dope.
Yeah, it's really
you're the one that's the rock star.
Well, that kind of was the thing that went on. And like I knew more people that made beats than people that rapped in that period. So I'm like, how am I going to just now this, like, how am I going to start making beats? These kids are in high school and they're producing circles around me.
And that's the one, like that's around that time too where it was like Mustard and like Metro Boomin,
yeah,
like that, and like
Metro Boomin,
yeah.
Those ones stick out in your. I mean, like don't get me wrong, you hear like DJ Cannon or like whatever, like that shit sticks out in your head too. But it's just I know what you mean in that time. Like they're in the videos and shit too, and it's like I knew what Metro Boomin looked like. I didn't even know what dollar sign looked like. You know what I mean?
Sure,
they were like stars at that time. If you think about it, like hip hop era was always like. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
I was just thinking about it. Like it's actually crazy. Like hip hop duos and shit, like the DJ and the dude. They always kind of had that shit, but like now they can monetize it. They're like I don't know.
Yeah,
they're like more in your face. They're more like a standalone entity. You know?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
A lot of them popped out at that time.
Yeah.
So like Metro's one I was thinking about. Like what else?
Metro's
what else
a
is
huge
another
one
you were thinking on that shit? Because I can think of a couple that were like actually like hard ass.
There's a few. Producers. I know Prime, like Royce the 5'9" and DJ Premier did album.
Yeah.
But they weren't really like trap music. Obviously, they're hip hop. Like
but still, like those guys like make a name for themselves now, and like their beats are like a whole flavor.
Mike Will,
MC, man.
Mike Will, great example.
Big one,
Man, on the spot, I can't think of anything. Like it's crazy. I'm like, I'm drawing a huge.
It's funny because even that
guy,
I can picture his fucking face, man.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know. But it's like you said, it's like they became rock stars as well. Like,
yeah.
It's like, but I don't know. I guess
and they became rock stars at the exact time where I wanted to learn how to do it. And I'm like, fuck, like now I gotta compete with all these 16-year-olds and like I'm like I'm so far behind already, So like, and then that's why I ended up engineering.
Yeah.
Because I had a microphone and I understood how to coach and like produce a good vocal take, and I was like, I'm just gonna lean on this, and like for the first year that I had the studio, like it was just either YouTube beats or the artists I worked with, like they had beats from whatever producer they were working with. Like I didn't even like now I make like 15, 20 beats a day.
Right.
Whereas
really?
for sure, or a day, a week.
Okay. I was like,
I wish, to be honest, if I only made beats, I'd probably try to.
You can easily could. Easily could. I swear to God.
Well, I also try to work quick too. Like it's like if the idea is not good, it's never going to be good. Just throw it out, start a new one. Like that's kind of my mentality on that stuff.
But I met you like how many weeks or months into when you did that? Because you told me that recently.
Well, that's sort of an important piece of our story. A little bit.
Well, it's funny because that was one of the next things I was going to ask. Is because you were saying that you started like recording and shit like that about 6.5 years ago.
Yeah.
So then like when 6.5 years ago, does that correlate with you meeting him?
Yeah, it's coming. It's like
Probably,
It's a
probably
perfect,
about 3-4 months in to me. So like I had like originally in my basement, it just like I just had like this big desk, and I just had like my laptop on a little thing and like a couple speakers. I didn't even have monitors at first. I just did everything in headphones.
Yeah.
And then I had like my mic, and I had this like
Oh, we didn't even use monitors.
not at first, no.
First, no, it's just all headphones.
I just had headphones. Well, at the time too, like
fucking,
That's it, man.
I mean, I still mix a lot in headphones because when I want to pull
a car are like the best too.
Yeah,
I honestly I would mix in my car if I were able to.
Yeah.
I have to
Yo,
be
they
honest,
have
but
a DAW in the fucking Tesla truck.
No fucking way.
That would honestly
No
be me.
fucking way.
Because to be honest, like I'll jump in my car and I'll be like, oh, like I have like a little bit too much 3K on this vocal. Like my car is almost a better monitoring system than my monitors. For me.
Every time we
Like,
finish a project, he goes in the car and stuff.
Like
Well,
producers
Yeah.
for them,
Yeah.
right? If you can make
Yeah,
it sound
yeah.
good in your car, you're like, if
For
fuck,
sure.
it's gonna sound good.
it's a great tester.
Yeah.
That in the headphones too, like for sure. You know?
Yeah, so like I didn't even for a while. Yeah, I didn't have monitors, and then I think it was April. I can't remember which day in April, but I remember it would have been April.
Fools.
Nice.
It's a
We're
rainy
fooling
day
around.
in April.
Yeah, it was a rainy day in April when I finally just like I basically in my basement I just like built a wall and a little thing, and then now it's just kind of a studio. You know what I mean? Like whereas before it was just a whatever was going on. Now I have like a studio desk and a room and a.
You
know,
act on an idea.
it looks like a-
and you
I'm
keep
yeah.
building on it, man, and it turns into a masterpiece.
Exactly.
Right?
So that's when I consider like that's when I consider the genesis of my
right.
producing career, I guess. Like when I have to date it, it's sort of when that was built. And at the time I was still working a job, but and like I wasn't making like, you know, I remember like when the week I had that studio built, I remember like I was hanging out with a friend of mine who lived like maybe 10 minutes from me. And you know, we were drinking beers and shit, and I went to get an Uber to go home, and I had not enough money to get an Uber. And that was right after I just spent whatever I'd spent on building the studio, and I was like,
Right.
well, this better work because like because like like now I'm like I'd walk 40 minutes home, you know. But yeah, I remember that moment. I was like, hey, we gotta get to work here. Like I can't be living like this
You
anymore.
like literally put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
At that point,
for
it
sure.
comes down to you and what you do
Pretty much,
That's
yeah.
true.
with the
Yeah.
ball in
Yeah,
your
yeah.
court, right?
It's like Travis Barker said he covered himself in tattoos so that he didn't have to get like he wouldn't be able to get like a regular job. He had to fucking be a drummer.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Whatever, you
pretty
know?
much.
It's like same shit. It's like
I just spent $10,000 on a room.
I just got to do.
So
the
I have
fucking
to
work.
I have to
Yeah.
use it now. Yeah.
Now I need to
Shit, man.
let that
For sure.
room make
So-
money.
So then, Marty, you know, where are you from?
I'm from Ottawa. Here
From
my whole
Ottawa, yeah,
life.
born and raised.
Yeah.
Okay, sick. So then, all right, I'm getting ahead of myself. So when did you start making music?
Well, I started making music when like around 2010 I graduated high school.
Okay.
And that's when I started freestyling with my friends, and I would just like put out a couple of songs just for fun. At the time, I really thought that, you know, we were gonna do something with it because it was really interesting to me. I enjoyed like freestyle rapping more than anything else, and like linking up with people and like just, hey, you want to rap? Put on some beats. Like put on any beat. I want to rap on any beat. I want to try anything. Like let's just try different stuff. And like I want to rap forever. I want to put on my phone. Let's go in the car. Let's smoke up and rap.
Yeah.
And that was like really my whole identity, and like that's what I really enjoyed. So that was more of what I was doing when I was putting out music, because I wanted to put out music too. But in the 2010 era, it was more like, okay, you're just gonna like hop on this beat instrumental on YouTube and then like just record it with my own little Pro Tools I have
Right,
at home, and like
right.
I'm fucking pissed off at like a pencil drop and I can't get the pencil drop out of the Pro Tools thing. Like I'm not a producer, man, you know what I mean? So I put out a couple of tracks, like a little 1-2, and like I had fun, and it
You're
was
doing it all
definitely-
yourself.
there was a couple people that I met that we were all working together, like Justino, like I remember you remember
Yeah,
Justino,
yeah,
like
yeah.
we
Shout
made a
out
song
Tino.
together. Yeah,
Yeah.
big shout out to Tino, like
Fucking right,
super
man.
solid guy, like all
For
the
sure,
all the
man.
guys
What
around
did I
that era.
say?
We were all like a big group of people, and like we all motivated each other, and it was really stimulating. Like at the time, I really thought that I could be like, I'm gonna take a semester off of school and just dedicate myself to this,
Yeah.
but I was just partying, having fun.
Right,
We obviously
yeah.
would cook up, you know, but
Yeah.
now that I'm older, I'm like, okay, I'll just have fun. You know what I mean? And I needed to at the time. So that was driving me amazingly. It's
Yeah.
like, let's have fun. Let's have an identity. Let's you know, we're Marty Party. Now we have something we can do. We can meet friends. We can meet more people.
Yeah.
That was the main drive for me. So making music was like always more difficult. Like putting it down to like a pen and pad and like on a song was always a bit more difficult for me.
Yeah.
So I did a couple little 1-2s till 2015. Then I kind of stopped, you know. And then I'm like, all right, bro, I gotta go to school, like finish up work, whatever. And
Yeah.
you know, I was 25 at the time. So then,
So wait,
I'm
do you
gonna-
know Tino like for a long time, or you guys just through music in that time?
yeah, no, I've known Tino just through music. And by the way, I forgot to give you this. Like, thank you very much for having me on an interview, guys. You know, you deserve your props. Flowers. You know,
Shit, man.
it's been 5 years, guys.
Get the fuck out of here.
So big claps, you know. We're paying you
No way,
big
man.
shit today,
Fuck
boys.
outta
You know.
here.
Guapums, man.
Yeah, you can
Thanks,
keep that
man.
too. You know, don't worry about
Fuck
that.
out of here.
If you want me to write that off or something for you, help you out.
Yeah.
You know, I got a guy. Oh shit, bro. He's got the real ones, yeah. Hell yeah, dude. These are fucking brand new, real $100 bills. How'd you get all these, man?
Yeah.
Boy, shouting on it like that, bro.
That's what's up.
Hell yeah. Rich as fuck, bro.
Shut up,
Rich
Marty
as fuck
Party.
forever.
Yeah, shit.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, man. Respect.
Hell yeah. Shout out. Well, I mean, yeah, the Chemists is what offered you this gift. I
That's
appreciate
what's
that
up.
very much, you know? But yeah, I guess I'll try to keep it in like a good enough narrative, like in a way to summarize a decade. But now I'm at 2015, you know? I'm done making music. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted. I'll still enjoy freestyling. And then I met a lot of people in college. We would just always rap. A lot of people that I still make music with to this day. People that I really respect that are solid artists that, you know, you probably know about. So it's like I met a lot of people at Algonquin College, and it was really special. The people that are around there, there's a lot of them, you know, that have all branched out and are doing really well. And we were all in this special place where like we would all just link up somehow or another. We would all just have like 2 or 3 people with a speaker, and then it became 50 people. And we would all rap, we would all sing, we would all enjoy. And we were pretty good at this time, you know? Everybody was kind of like, yo, put that in the studio type shit.
Yeah.
Or they are at the studio type shit. So it was really fucking cool. And one of my really good friends, Philly, church boy, he introduced me to Victor. We had a good freestyle session, and I was in my car, bro, and I'm like, man, I'm done making music. You start to make music now. I'm going to help manage your career. Take my ideas, all my songs, take them. I'm done. He's like, fuck you, take that shit to the studio. And I'll always respect him so much for that, because I was just giving up on it. I'm like, go ahead. He's like, nah, dude, like, you got to do it, you know? And I'm like, really? He's like, just, yo, there's a producer that you're really going to fuck with. Like, he's actually really good. Like, he's solid. And I'm like, no way, you know what I mean? Like, really? Like, there's this guy that's been around me the whole time and I haven't met him yet?
Yeah.
There's no way, you know, I thought I knew everybody.
Right.
I don't know everybody, but like, I thought I knew a lot of people at that time.
Yeah.
He introduces me to Victor, and it was like 4 to 5 months in the time as you're doing your thing.
Yeah.
And there's a couple things that I want to highlight that you really pushed me that I will always respect you and love you for. I started singing a song at some point, and he was like, why don't you pitch it a bit higher? Like, because I thought it was going to be easy. I already had the song written down. I already know what I'm doing. I'm going to show these guys how to go in the studio. You know, I'm the older guy. I'm going to nail this shit, you know?
Right.
And then he's like, yo, why don't you pitch it up a couple of octaves? I'm like, it's going to be hard now. I can do it, but it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can do it. And dude, most of our songs, I'm fucking singing high. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I can do it, you know? And I just have to train. I had to work on it, but he knew
Challenged
that.
you, yeah.
That motherfucker, bro. I love this guy. He'll always push me on every take and everything, bro, you know?
He'll hate me while I do it, but
Oh, 100%. 100%.
he'll complain about it the whole time and then praise me
I was
after
like, bro,
about
I
it,
only
but-
have 20 takes. How you gonna make me do all these fucking takes in the first line and shit? I was bitching.
But that's
thank
what
you.
happens when you push people. Pressure
100%.
pressure bust pipes or whatever they say, you know?
And makes diamonds and all that.
Diamonds,
yeah.
yes, sir.
100%. So basically, yeah, that's the one thing that I'm like, I love you for, and then the other thing I'm losing track on, but it doesn't really matter for the objective of the conversation, which is that I met this motherfucker and he changed my life in that regard. Like, he didn't let me give up on what I was doing.
Yeah.
He always pushed me to become a lot better and to sing things and to not just be complacent. And I ended up being a weekly client
Mhm.
since like 2018.
Yep.
And then we made like 5 projects that he made all the beats. That's another thing that I wanted to commend you for, is you made the beats.
Yeah, well, that was kind of where.
So, yeah, you take it from here.
That's how
Yeah.
we bridged into that because
Right.
well, at the time in 2018, I wasn't really making very many beats, but I'd started I made beats for myself and I was messing around and doing some solo music and whatever. But a lot of my clients were coming in with beats they either purchased from YouTube or just ripped from YouTube or
Just ripped.
Yeah.
or they'd gotten from somebody else or whatever, right?
Right.
So I wasn't. My focus was just like recording mainly, just engineering, and then you came in with "One Time" was the song.
Yep.
and it was a YouTube beat that you were on, and then I forget why. Like we had a reservation with the YouTube. Maybe it was just because it was expensive. You didn't want to get the stems, or someone had already bought it. For some reason, we couldn't use that YouTube beat. And then I just said after you left the studio, you went home after we tracked it. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna like reverse engineer this beat and like kind of mix it up and put my own sauce on it and send it to you and be like, hey, I made this. Like, what do you think?
You
like,
didn't send me saying that. You just sent me this beat.
Yeah,
So I thought it was a beat he found.
Right.
Like I was
thought
just
it was a
pitching.
beat
I
he
was just
found.
pitching. Like,
I was like, this
myself.
beat's lit. This is perfect.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, yeah, I made this last night. I'm like, you fucking made this? He's like, yeah, I made this. And I'm like, hold on, you made this in like one night? And he's like, yeah, it took me like 30 minutes. I'm like, yo, hold on. Like, I went, I was like,
Yeah.
well, I'm having complications with these YouTube beats. It was like 3 songs down. And I already knew that path was going to lead to ruin within at least 3 songs. Like, it was like I'm like, there's no way. It's so difficult to find a YouTube beat and then try to lease it out or try to have ownership
They're
of it
expensive,
or
too.
whatever. It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
super expensive. Like,
Well, especially if you find one and then you go to buy it, you're like, oh, I already like this beat. I fucking have a song to it, whatever.
Yeah.
Then you go to buy it and they're like, oh yeah, it's
somebody's
you're like,
got it.
Oh man, no,
Yeah.
I mean like they want so much for it, right?
Oh,
Yeah, like
oh,
Like,
this,
oh, I
right.
didn't know
Yeah.
that. I just fucking picked the beat. It was like,
Dude,
oh,
and
sick.
it becomes so much more expensive to be an artist if you want to release steadily. If you want to look at your artists you look up to, like,
Yeah,
oh
right.
man, these rappers are dropping on a heat on your head all the time, you know,
Mhm.
and you want to do that. You come with that energy, right? You're gonna work as hard as you can.
Of
You're gonna go
course,
on
yeah.
YouTube. You're gonna look at some beats, or however you find your beats. If you don't make them, or you don't have an engineer to make them, or a producer, sorry, to make them for you, you're just gonna try your best with that. You're gonna have ideas. You're gonna take the stuff, but that's what you can do, you know. Unless that's what I could do. That's what I'm thinking you could do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There could be other options, but that's what I think the path is. So it was really enlightening when I had the option of like, wait a minute, this guy can just make the fucking beat for me. We can own this shit together. I don't have to pay an exorbitant amount for beats. I could literally do a lot of projects. So that year, I did 4 projects in the goddamn year. He made every single beat, and it was my objective.
Hell yeah.
You know, I wanted to put out a lot of work to catch up on time lost, and we
Yeah.
locked in, we cooked up, and it was nice to have like from the beginning, you know, the beat making process. He's involved in it, and then I'm writing some shit, and obviously, like, I want to try to write my shit because I'm a rapper or whatever. But
Yeah.
like, eventually, I started realizing, like, yo, this dude's really good at writing. Like, this dude can sing as well.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
dude can suggest
Both of you
good
guys
things
can
for me.
fucking
You
sing
know,
very
I
well.
appreciate that,
respect.
bro.
I
Thank you.
appreciate that. You know, but like he's certainly amazing, and then it was a full circle moment. Like we've had a lot of journeys now in Toronto. We're lit. We're talking. We do video shoots, bro. We've had good moments, you know. So we've already
Yeah, for
had
sure.
this
Yeah.
conversation multiple times with each other. But there was a moment where I realized I'm like, yo, I've been searching for this guy my whole life. Because if you
Yeah.
think about the beginning of the story, I've been trying to freestyle, find somebody to go back and forth with. This dude pushes me everywhere. We can make a beat. We can do anything. You know what I mean? It's amazing. And I can't wait to get back in the studio with you and lock in when we're done this fucking finishing this album and just
Yeah, for
create
sure.
for it's been a
Yeah.
minute.
Mhm.
All the shit we're releasing now, we ended up doing that in like a 2-week phase, you know, when we finally have the chance
Nice.
to record. We just
Just how you were saying
fun.
too, how you're like, man, I want to make up for lost time. Like, oh, you know, you had it in your head, whatever, you know, put out 4 projects or whatever. This, like, it just goes to show, like, if you really want something, you can do it. And then also at the same time, like, as you went on further, you said you were talking about how like you guys are both there for the whole process and this and that and whatever. And it's like it also sounds like you didn't just like, oh, I want to do it, and you just did the task for doing it. You saturated yourself in that thing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, and also to the product, from what I hear, it shows that you guys are very passionate about it, and you guys put that work into every little detail of it.
Well,
you
thank
know?
you, man.
thank you. I
Yeah,
mean,
Yeah,
that's
man. Yo, I listen to Gotham and straight up, like, think that should be on the radio.
Thank
Oh,
you,
Like
bro.
that
you.
sounds
Appreciate
like a
it.
radio song, 100%.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate
That's
that.
the objective, you know. As lame as that sounds, you know, but it's
No,
definitely
man.
we're trying to
Of
we're trying to
course.
make songs that are palatable, you know, and
Yeah.
like
That's
hide
it.
hide cool stuff in it. And I think that, to be honest, like going from where I came from, of like I just want to freestyle some sick shit, to make a pop song or to make a song that hits, to make it look easy. There's like, there's a lot of work that goes into it. You know
No
what I mean? There's a
doubt, man.
lot of thought process that goes into it. Sometimes it's like, all right, whatever, and it flows, and that's,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not saying that it's always super difficult, but it's definitely something that like it is made to look easy. You
For
know,
sure,
and there's
yeah.
a lot of
Comes with
formulas.
experience, right?
Yeah, there's a lot
yeah.
of formulas, and if it seems like it's not difficult or whatever, it's like this. It's probably a lot of thought that went behind it. Whether it's just the production end of it, or like actual lyrics, or like even like
Right.
somebody like, man, I don't know if I'm segueing too hard, but I want to comment on like live performances and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like just like artists nowadays, and like because we do live sets and we rehearse a shit ton.
Yeah.
We got our own in-ears, our own mic. He just programmed the whole light show. We just did a whole
Shit.
performance and shit. And we're trying to do more. And like that's a big thing that we think is really important is like
Yeah.
performing and like actually singing your shit type shit. Like
Yeah.
actually like getting into that vibe.
Right.
There's nothing like running into an artist you fuck with, or like you're at a show and then somebody like before is like doing it nice, bro. You're like, man, I appreciate everything you're doing right now. You're locked
Yeah.
in, like
yeah.
you're such an expert. You're such a professional. Like you really give a fuck about this. You know, like this
Right.
is really something that you studied and is something that you care about. At the very least, you care about it. You know,
Yeah.
it's not necessarily about being the best. It's just about like, are you
The
entertaining
passion
me?
that you put into it.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely the passion. And
Yeah.
like there's also in the entertainment value as to it. Like you have to look at it like somebody's gonna spend money and then they're gonna
Exactly.
have to go out and do their thing. Bro, I fucking work 40 hours. I've been working at the same place for 14 years. I'm happy with it. You know, I'm saying shout out Costco. That's your next
Hell
poutine
yeah.
location, by the way. Because if you get the fries crispy, ask for the fries crispy. The gravy's
Yeah.
on the side.
Oh,
brother.
no doubt.
Brother,
Fries
life
crispy,
changing.
gravy on the side.
life changing. Life changing.
knows
what's
You're
up.
you're not
Sounds
gonna
like-
not to diss any other poutines places you have, but you're not gonna want to rate this below an 8. I'm just
Is it
saying.
like a disassembled poutine that you have to put together. You get the
Well,
fries.
just
and
because
I
the
want you to
seems
have
like
the
crispy
gravy on the
fries,
side.
you know?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
not like soaked in the gravy.
Yeah. So
Because you can
too
ask for
long,
fries crispy or just have them regularly, but I assume if you
Right.
get them crispy, which is a secret that I'm giving you,
Yeah.
you know, that's the extra sauce.
you need the membership to get the poutine or
no,
what?
you can walk into the restaurant with no membership.
Yeah,
guys.
man. That's,
Hot dogs
yeah,
are
that's fast.
$1.58,
And I'm gonna
and you get a free
pizza.
I
hot
get
dog,
every time I go
158.
there.
and a free drink, bro, with free refill.
Yo,
They're never gonna
that's
touch the price of
crazy.
that hot dog. They've never touched it since the
I
beginning.
was saying
no
this
matter what
on the way
inflation
here.
I
happens.
heard they were. Maybe it was like a fucking
Nope,
fluke
they
thing.
would never do that. I mean,
Yeah,
they changed
yeah,
the
right.
CEO, so maybe they would now that the CEO changed. But
Right.
I believe that that's a big like thing for Costco. They don't spend
No
a lot of money
doubt,
on
man.
advertisement, and like
Yeah.
it's what
Yeah.
people say, and that's a big thing for them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what's your like what kind of music do you grow up listening to?
I'd say like rock, like NHL music. And
No
like, I
way,
like,
yeah.
That is
music.
Yeah,
yeah.
NHL
So
music.
sometimes when we're drunk, we go on
That's-
like
That's a genre.
That's a genre, yeah.
yeah, NHL 03 goated and
Oh,
Yo,
yo, hard,
oh,
real,
hard,
bro.
so
like
hard.
03 is crazy.
Blindside, pitiful.
What else? It's
What was the
sweetness is like
Yeah,
sweetness
yeah,
is my
well,
favorite.
duh.
Like whenever I hear that song, I'm just
What's
picturing the
this?
slow mo glove save.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
What sweetness?
By
Oh,
Jimmy
you
Eat
miss
World.
it.
Okay, I was just gonna say.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, but I was gonna say this is how, and I just in the last month or two, I used the same description. I was like, it was the one that had the Jimmy Eat World song on it, and like I remember that. I remember whenever that one came out, it was 2003.
Yeah.
Man, it feels
Yeah.
like it was sooner than that, but like
I know we're
like
old.
later or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, that,
But-
yeah.
But I remember when that came out,
Womp
me and my
womp.
buddy were playing it, and I was like, man, like NHL has some pretty sick fucking songs on here, you know. And
Yeah.
it ranged too. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
pretty sick.
I
Yeah.
feel like they fell off in the
And
later
they-
years.
Definitely
Oh,
fell
music.
off, man.
Yeah.
NHL music.
Once,
that's
like,
The early NHL
Oh,
NHL actually put
so-
me on to bands.
Oh, for
When I was
sure.
young.
Okay,
Yo,
so then what
yeah,
kind
that's
of
the
music do you
thing.
grow up on?
Like I remember like one band that like I mean everyone only knows like Last Resort, but Papa Roach was a band that I was into when I was way
Oh,
younger.
yeah, the album.
Because of NHL,
I
like I was
found
like
it-
7, 8 years old, getting my mom like, "Mom, please, like buy me
Yeah,
that
yeah,
CD."
yeah.
And she'd
Sure.
be like,
Yeah.
"I don't know."
I
you know?
found Avenged Sevenfold because
Avenged is another big one.
Backcountry.
I mean, my
Big,
cousin put me
big,
on
big.
to Avenged right before
Yeah.
they were like in every game. They were in like Need for Speed.
Yeah, yeah.
They were
yeah,
in,
yeah.
like-
They were
Yeah.
super popular.
And they had a lot of different songs
Call
too
of
that got
Duty
placed. It
Zombies.
wasn't just like Backcountry was big,
Really?
but they had like a lot of different songs
Oh,
that got placed in
yeah,
different
yeah.
games.
Little Piece
Bullet
of
for
Heaven.
My Valentine was another one that
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
put onto through probably either Need for Speed or
So you
NHL.
listen to a lot of the same music then?
Um,
Like NHL music?
yeah, NHL
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
Well, that's what
but
I was
like-
raised on.
Yeah,
That's not what
yeah.
I listen to now.
No, yeah. But like,
Queens
did
of the
you listen to
Stone
metal?
Age.
Did you listen to metal and stuff when you were younger?
Yeah, oh for sure.
Yeah,
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 I was
yeah.
when I was especially in high school, like I was a huge metalhead. Well, I don't know. I sort of maybe younger than high school. I was a huge metalhead, and then high school is probably when I started liking other things. Like I have a cousin from Jamaica, and like he was kind of the first because I was getting
Do you
into
have
like
to pass?
what's that?
No,
hell no.
Sorry.
I'm right here. Yes, he does. First of all, but I've
No,
been
I
trying to
don't.
get him to say that shit for years, and he hadn't said it yet.
Yeah.
I've
He
been
says
trying
it
to.
when-
I've
he says
been
it when you're
trying,
gone.
dude. I literally am just for fun.
I
just
say
to
it at
fuck
home
with
a
him,
lot,
man.
so I don't accidentally
never works.
say it.
Well played. No, but I literally have been trying to fuck with this guy. Not even to bribe him, but like, you know, just to fucking do it. He's not cracking, man. One day I'll get him, guys.
So then, okay, real quick, what's like just one example of someone you listen to right now?
Right now, I can't even lie, man. I've been fucking with the new Charlie XCX album pretty heavy.
Really? Yeah.
I like the production.
I've never heard it, so I'm not laughing like that. It's like I haven't heard that name for a long time.
Yeah. No, she dropped this out. Like it's like all the shorties love it. Like
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
did
Well,
really well. It's
then-
probably her biggest album of her career.
It's the one to be playing.
But
at the
but
party.
she's like because like she works with PC music and they do super futuristic type like pop production and like hyper pop. Like
Yeah.
she's a big reason like hyper pop is this like kind of
hyper pop.
like for example like
Does
you know
that goes with NHL music.
well a little bit. I mean like I would
In
say
a way.
hyper
No,
pop
I
is literally
like
just
it-
like high
but I mean,
tempo
like,
pop.
It's
Right.
another genre. Like it's like some.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
It's not
so-
a real
okay,
thing,
so
but
then
hyper pop is actually a real
NHL music is damn
genre.
near a real thing because when you say it out loud, people know exactly what you're talking
Okay, so
about.
Yeah.
I'm going somewhere
Bro.
with this, and the fact that you just like out of nowhere Charlie XCX, or
Yeah.
whatever, is helping me get to this point. And then what's an artist you listen to right now?
Polyphia.
What's that?
They're guitar guys. They're like two guitars, and it's insane.
Yeah, like
if you haven't heard Polyphia before,
like when
it's
you
like
s-
they play guitar like you're
are
singing,
they
but they
soloing and soloing.
yeah,
it?
dude,
Yeah.
it's the most
Like
intricate
crazy?
shit you've heard.
It's like
but they're
all
trying to be
instrumental for the
rappers
most
with their
part.
music. It's like they're rapping with the guitar. It's hip hop based, but it's solo. It's the most melodically beautiful, pleasing shit you could ever hear in your life.
You have to
And
send it to me.
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool,
brother,
man.
I will.
Yeah,
I will
wanna hear
change
it,
your
yeah.
life with Polyphia. If anybody hasn't heard of Polyphia before, I highly recommend you just look them up because, oh my god, if you think that guitars are not a thing anymore, like these guys play like harmonics, like it's nobody's business. It's ridiculous. Is this Polyphia right now?
I believe so.
It's not Polyphia. Polyphia is POLYPHIA.
POLYCHIA.
Oh, they're live. Okay, I would recommend you put on like
Yeah, that's
was like, oh my God.
Playing God or Ego Death. You know what? Play whatever you want to play, to be honest. But like Ego Death could be a good song to play. They had Steve Vai on there, who's a legend, another guitarist who, you know. There you go. This is a great song to play. Listen to this riff. Look at this guy play this shit. There's no way this is real life, eh? The neck tattoos and shit.
I've seen this dude on TikTok.
Hey, listen to
and
this shit. This is crazy. No, you're all good.
Yo, did you play a 7-string guitar?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
no,
Just
no,
earlier
it's-
when you said black.
Oh, I have,
I
but
was
I
like-
not live. No.
Sounds like 7-string guitar shit.
Yeah.
What?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This is sick, eh? Like,
That's crazy though.
they shred like this live, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
When are they coming to Ottawa, man?
Bro, I don't know. Toronto's the best bet. Toronto's your best bet. You
True,
pull up
true,
on him,
true.
man. And this Tim Henson
Is
dude
that a
is like a big
7-string
figure.
acoustic guitar though?
Thanks for playing that, bro. I appreciate you on.
Yeah,
Oh,
no
that's
stress.
sick.
Yeah, it was a
thank you.
7-string acoustic. Yeah, and there's a lot of like,
That's
dude, these guys they have their own Ibanez or whatever guitar signature to them.
I think it's
and shit.
Ibanez.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're
sick.
big guys. So
Do you
that,
play instruments? by the way?
unfortunately, I don't play to the
Okay,
level
okay.
to perform, but I played guitar in my past. Heck, I know 4 chords.
Yeah.
And my father's always like, you should keep practicing, and I will. But I'm always like, well, these guys are touring. There's a level to it. I don't want to bring it on stage or whatever. But because you gotta be good at it, you gotta
Yeah.
express yourself through it. You gotta really. It's worth $80 to come see me, and I'm gonna be like, there's no way, you know. Like I actually know what I'm doing when it comes to singing, type shit. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'll be okay charging you $80. You know, when it comes, I'll put on a show for you, type shit.
Yeah.
But if you put a guitar in my hands, I will charge you $8 and feel bad about it. You know, I gotta practice, so there's no way, you know. But I mean, maybe one day.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
a lot of muscle memory too. Like
Yeah.
before I went on tour last year, like I didn't play guitar for damn near 5 years.
Oh,
Like
shit.
I would dabble like 2 or 3 times a year.
I
There'd
gotta
be a
pull
guitar
out
in the
the
room.
drums, man.
I think it's
Yo,
the,
bring
the
it back
learning
out.
curve of like playing guitar though is like fucking long, right?
Yeah.
It's like
For sure.
getting to the point where you're actually good takes a fucking.
If I never got into production and I just like was able to make enough money as a full-time guitar player, like I'd probably be breaking my back studying the polyphia shit, being like, hey, I gotta learn this stuff. Like I gotta learn all these techniques and shit.
Yeah,
like,
You don't
yeah.
have to.
So
Well, I feel like if that were my bread and butter, I'd want to
Oh,
I'd be a lot
yeah,
more
yeah.
focused on really trying to get as good at it as I can. Unfortunately, like there just aren't enough hours in a day. But like at some point, for sure, I want to
the bar.
you know,
Just aren't
Yeah.
enough hours in a day. It's
there
actually a
are
bar.
not, unfortunately.
okay, so the thing is so I was asking about your music and what you listen to and stuff, right? And like I said, when you came with Charlie XCX, and then now when you come with this, especially after your like previous answers, from earlier days, it just further proves my point to ask this question, I guess. But like, do you find having all of that influence of all these different musics, or different genres, do you find that helps with making music because you have different influences to go either way? Like, you know,
Yeah.
once
Oh,
you get
for
to a
sure.
point, you go this, like,
No
Dude,
question.
Yeah, I always said that like you have an unconscious bank because like you can't tap into all of your brain power, and like your subconscious is something that it's hard to like control or like truly
Yeah.
understand. But I believe that everything you've heard since a child is going to be stored into your brain. Maybe you can't remember it on will, but it's stored in there. And then when you're freestyling or when you're trying to figure something out, you're thinking about a good melody, you're thinking about all of those things. So
Yeah.
what I recommend is you listen to a lot of things and add to your bank.
okay, wait. I have a
That's good
question.
advice.
Was that like a theory
That's my theory I've developed over the years. Yeah.
that like the stuff in your subconscious is the stuff that you learned as a child?
I think that everything you've heard since day one is stored in your brain.
Okay, so here's the thing is,
Not just child years.
yeah.
But
But here's the thing is, so
every year.
So yeah, everything's stored there, but the thing is they say that between like the day you're born till like 7-8 years old is when you develop everything that happens to you in that time is when you develop like how you make decisions. So like it could be as simple as because you think with your subconscious mind until you're 7 or 8. So you're basically like it's like that part of your mind's open and it's learning how to like do stuff. So then like when that part closes, this is kind of my own analogy, but when that part closes, then like those decisions you make, even you're like, hey, what kind of drink do you want? I have fucking root beer, Pepsi, and fucking, you know, ginger ale. Whatever I choose is based off of something. Like, and this might sound fucked up. You're like, no, it's just based off you want a fucking root beer that day. But it'll be based off of something that like I decided as a child in my subconscious.
Yeah, I can
So you
sign
know
on
how
that.
they have those like help me tapes or whatever, self-help tapes and stuff, or there's like quit smoking tapes and stuff, and they're like listen to it when you're sleeping, right? So when you're sleeping is when you're using your subconscious mind. So that's when you're able to like learn these things, right?
Interesting.
So when you say that as like, I think this is the way it is, I'm like, I actually have like, I was gonna say scientific facts. I probably didn't say anything scientific there.
No, well,
but-
that seemed pretty well
But
researched.
yeah, so I actually like, yeah, that's something I actually learned. I just don't know how to like reiterate or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be the
I understand what
Yeah.
you're
But-
talking about.
Yeah.
No,
that's
man,
really
you're on
cool.
the right track.
So,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's-
I think that like in the initial years of your life, it's certainly where you learn the most. Like, what can I
Yeah.
eat? What can I not? What's dangerous and what's not? And that's super engraved. And like the environment you're in, and like what you
Yeah.
listen to, and how people like encourage you to express yourself or not. You know,
Yeah.
and those things are deep seated into you, and then they come out as you grow older. But I
That's
think
right.
everybody has their own issues. Everybody has their own things, and music is a way to express yourself and to kind of go through those issues. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
whatever
for
your
sure,
plate is.
man.
Because, bro, there's a saying that I kind of want to share that I heard somewhere
go.
that's not mine, but it's lit and you should use it. If all of us at this table right now were to write down our 10 biggest problems, like for real, the biggest issues
Yeah,
that burden us,
yeah,
and we were to just throw them on a table right in the middle, you shuffle them up, and you got to pick one up that's not yours. You're going to want to fucking take your list back so fast.
yeah. for
When you
sure,
read any
man.
other
Yeah,
list.
yeah.
Because like,
Yeah.
you're okay with your problems, they're your problems. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You kind of have a way of
Sometimes-
other people's
What if
shit,
my
you're like,
problems are like too
damn.
much money? What if that's a problem?
Give me your list.
Sure you don't
Give
want
me
it?
your fucking list.
But it-
Put me on that table with the rich ass niggas, and then we'll do that game.
Yeah,
But that's not how it goes.
Can we go
you know?
sit at that
That's it.
table and play that game?
Sometimes it's
Shit.
just the fact that it's your problems and it's what you're worrying about, and you're the main character in your story, right? So sometimes when you get that outside perspective, it shines a whole light. You know what I mean? Like but it depends on the person too, right? Like if you can put yourself in their shoes. You know what I mean? Not everyone can, but like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
For sure.
Yeah.
I think you're the most well adapted to your own problems.
exactly,
I guess
right?
is
So
another way
you
to-
think they're the biggest problem,
Yeah.
and sometimes
You're probably the most well equipped to deal with them.
your ego thinks that they're more important or worse problems than other people, right? But really they're not. Like everyone goes through shit, and everyone
Sure.
has their story, right?
100%. I think that's literally such a good like segue into the topic of our music, because
Yeah.
not only are we bleeding hip hop elements of what, because I listen to multiple things, like that's just one element, but I try to do a lot of different shit, right? A lot of different colors. That was my green, but I listen to
Yeah,
every
right.
color, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure so does he. And when it comes to our music, we're trying to always find creative ways to like make it interesting to listen to, and I'll give a lot of credit to Victor because he's the guy behind all the beats and he's the one making the decisions of what takes we take. All I have to do is give you 15 takes, but I'll trust you can pick the best one. And if I go, hey, I don't want this particular take, maybe he'll go, it's really good. Here's your other options, and here's why I picked this one. And I'll go, okay, I trust you.
Yeah.
Or maybe now it's at the point where I go, I'm just gonna fucking trust you.
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
gonna bother you, type shit. And I think
Yeah.
that the result has been pretty good. But I'm rambling. The point I was trying to make was about our topic, what we're talking about, and like difficulties in life and the struggles and shit like that. We do have a lot of elements of music we take from, like hip hop is like, we're doing good, we're flossing, or don't fuck with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
lot of that kind of element there. A lot of R&B, like I love you.
Yeah.
She doesn't love me. She should
Yeah,
love
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
that
A lot of
bitch.
R&B,
I
like,
want to
I
fuck
love
that
you.
bitch. There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
But bleeding through all of that and underlying it is just the vulnerability and the honesty through it all. Of like, we're not trying to sell you a facade that we're these big guys that are doing great things. Most of our songs, just honestly, like, man, we just took an L. That's the story.
Yeah.
Like, the story is we just took an L. And it's real fucking life, because guess what, pal? I'm fucking working 40 hours a week. I'm trying to do this shit. Ain't no
Yeah.
money coming in. These girls don't give a shit about me. You think that these things are not true, what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, it's literally like, God damn it, you know what I mean? Like, that's what we're doing.
That's
And,
it,
and there's a
man.
lot
You're writing your list into your music.
Yeah.
there's a lot of that going on, and it's not just love based. That's our R&B inspiration. There's the whole idea of like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, is this really it for me? Like, is this what I meant to do? Like my problems and my issues, and like Victor, like when we made the Chemists, because we
Well,
were
that's-
always working together, right?
Well, and that's what I was gonna get at. We're in the sixth, so you've been doing this 6.5 years. You guys meet 6 years
Yeah,
ago.
this is
type
exactly
thing.
it. This is
And
the
when
moment.
did you guys start the chemist thing?
It was
Yeah.
like, it was after I made like 5 solo projects with him.
Yeah.
Then I was in a drought. I didn't want to release anything for a
Well,
little
COVID
while.
also happened.
COVID happened.
So that was
We got
Yeah.
slowed
You
down.
notice
Yeah.
fucking went from 2019 to fucking 2023, like real quick.
Dude,
Yeah, for sure.
It was a yeah. And like, we had written a song for a pretty big band, and like, we didn't get the fucking credit for it and shit. Like, we were putting in a lot of effort behind the scenes, trying our best.
Right.
We had cultivated relationships that to this day are paying off. Like, last summer I was on stage in front of 7,000 people at Fuego Fuego because of a relationship that we've cultivated with an artist that he introduced me to that he works with.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's about to go see them again the next weekend in Toronto in front of a shit ton of people at a festival. You know what I mean?
Sir.
Nice.
So it's like, we've cultivated a good relationship off that shit. But when we decided to become a group was when I was like, all right, bro, I don't know what I'm doing with my shit right now. I don't have the same eagerness to just put out a project every 3 months.
Well,
I like
that's not entirely
what
true.
exactly was it that
So-
made us get to it? Because I remember that like I wanted to finish what I was gonna say is like, these were good things to finish, and they made me want to be vulnerable.
We did
as an
have
artist.
unfinished.
They learned me. They
or-
taught me
yeah.
to be vulnerable.
Well, I think we were also kind of making more songs together because I was sort of doing my own solo project, and then you're obviously doing your thing. But I wasn't really like I was kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out with the artistry stuff, because I feel like, especially like in the earlier stages of being an engineer, like you spend so long on like as you get better and you develop a steady workflow and you streamline your process, like things move quicker and you get more projects and you work on more things. But
Yeah,
at this point, it was still like a learning curve, you know. So it was still you're still figuring out like you hate
That's
every
it.
mix you put out, you know.
Yeah.
For the
once you
first
become
like
a professional, that's when you do the quality work with speed. But everything up until
Yeah.
then is slow because you're learning the process of
sure.
quality work, though, right?
yeah, 100%. And like you know, sometimes it would be quick and it would come together, and then
Yeah.
sometimes you would spend like 2 months on like working on some song, and then you hate it by the time it's done. And
But you learned a lot during that time.
yeah, for sure, you have to go through that. I
Right,
think
yeah,
to get good at
exactly, yeah.
anything. But where was I going with this? Yeah, so we were kind of in this stage. So yeah, I wasn't really super focused on my own artistry that much because I was learning and taking on clients and doing this, and I was like just a full-time producer now all of a sudden. It was 2019, and it was actually like I had at one point thought maybe I'll go to school, and then I was like, well, I don't really know if there's any point because I'm actually making a full-time income.
Already
And I'm just
taking
gonna-
off.
Yeah, so I'm like maybe I'll just ride it out,
Yeah.
and then if things become stagnant, I'll look into that as an option. But
Yeah.
things were going well, and this is when we were making your projects and all that stuff, and we were kind of at a point where it was an album we were working on.
Yep.
It was and that album we've dissected and kind of turned into Chemists songs now. But
Mhm.
and we'll
Right.
get back to that later. But we were working on an album, and we just shot a video for one of the songs that never came out or anything. And
You guys
Yeah.
shoot videos in house or like you guys have someone for that?
Now we do.
now we do stuff in house. Yeah, now we kind of have our own people that don't even really shoot music videos, but we're sort of like trying to build our own team, you know, and like and they're both already really good in my
They did
opinion.
our last two fucking
Yeah,
videos.
these are our
They
last
do
two
videos.
videos.
I was gonna
They do
say,
videos
like,
now, yeah.
They did their show.
But like those would have been their first like
They've
to
done
my
everything.
knowledge. I don't know if Jason's maybe filmed a music video prior to that, but
But
No.
anyways,
Um,
but so then you guys filmed the video at the time.
oh yeah, so that would have been December of 2019. So this is basically COVID,
Right,
right?
exactly.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and we
That's
were
when
finishing
first
this
were
album.
hearing about it.
Yeah,
I
so-
remember the
Around
day. It was
world.
fucking shit. I was in your garage, and then like this dude was taking it mad serious. I was like, bro, I don't give a fuck. I remember watching
Yeah,
the video, and I'm out sitting outside. I couldn't even be in the garage. It was my session time, you know. And like it was my day of coming over. I'm always there on the particular day. I'm looking forward to it. And she's like, yo, just wait outside. Fucking
Yeah.
sucks,
Yeah.
bro. It's gonna be shit.
Yeah, but
And I had
yeah.
so many drunk Uber nights back home, or nights that I'm like fucking trying to not fucking die because I got a mask on. It's 4 a.m. I'm drunk as shit going back home. I'm like, crack the window.
Yeah,
I'm like, fuck it, I'm
yeah.
breathing. Fuck it, dude. If I get arrested, I'm fucking
Yeah.
arrested, bro. I'm breathing air. Like, what the fuck is this bullshit, bro? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and guess what? The air is fine now, but I guess I shouldn't bring that shit up because that's controversial and people
No,
have,
no, it's
people,
not even
people,
controversial.
people have
No,
passed
we're
away from it that I
canceled,
don't
man.
want to disrespect by that.
No,
you know what I
man.
mean?
They're
But
actually
it's,
they're actually coming right out and saying that
it's a
it
little
was
bit
all-
bizarre.
Zoom calls. That's what we did. We just
Yeah.
zoomed with
Mhm.
our guests,
That's
and
crazy.
then the shows too, right? Like there's no more shows happening and stuff for a while.
But I
so-
find too though there was
Yeah,
a lot of
but-
artists that rose up in that time because they were using social media. Then like some people were doing live shows, but like live on the internet and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But like at the same time, like it was not. I'm not saying it was a great time either. It's just like
Mhm.
there were some like positives from it
Well,
in
that's-
the
yeah.
industry type thing.
Mhm.
But the point was right as COVID started, you guys shot this video and you guys were deciding to.
Well, so that's kind of where I was going with that was like we had just shot this video and then COVID happened basically, and then we kind of just were like, well, we're not gonna.
I gave him the money.
Oh yeah.
Count it out.
We're like, you know,
Yeah.
what are we gonna do now? You know, so then we ended up just
Just
and then I had
posted with it.
7-8 months of zero session work because COVID happened.
No one.
So I was kind of making these songs on my own, and then you had a couple songs. Forget might have been I can't remember when we made like Blackout, for example.
When we decided to.
but like I
one
can't
fun
remember.
night.
That must have been after when I was like, hey, fuck it, just come to the studio.
Yeah, it was
like,
when we opened it up.
Yeah,
and
it
you
was-
said
it was
yeah.
when
And
we
I'm like,
opened it
okay, I
back
gotta
up.
make a song like
Yeah,
that for doing
yeah,
it, you know.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
we did that. So.
But I think before that, like it was still kind of COVID, and like I was still going because I wasn't living at the studio at the time, so I was still commuting to the studio pretty much every day just to try to do something.
Are you
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
you live at the studio now?
I do now, yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
sick, man.
Now it's I have my room and then my studio, and it has its positives and its negatives because some days I just don't see sun at all.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Oh, shit, yeah.
but I guess the positive is if it's 4 a.m. and I can't sleep, I can get up and like get some work done.
Do
some
bang on the
things.
He's
track.
as dark
Yeah.
as me, so it's kind of weird that he's this pale.
Nice. But yeah,
So,
so
was
I
there like a similarity in the music you guys were making at the time that like formed the Chemists? You know what I mean? Like, oh, you were
Yeah.
making something, and you guys were like, we should come together with this sound, or like, what was it exactly?
well, I think our first the first EP we dropped as the Chemists
Yeah,
called The Calm Down. I don't really think at that point we didn't really have a super strong identity as the Chemists yet, in my opinion. Like it was sort of just here's a Marty song and like here's some songs I made and like
Right.
I just don't know how to finish them and like do you want to just finish them for me because like
Yeah.
why not? And then like let's just do a little project, why not, like just for fun. And I think that was kind of like it was a little bit there wasn't a lot of pressure. Like all the tracks on that one are a little different.
It was a fun challenge for me to write to those.
Yeah, so like but like we had not really manifest like at the time we didn't even have like a name or anything. We were just making
You're
songs.
just doing it.
It was just
yeah.
business as usual, and it was like, well, let's do something. And like we had kind of lost the passion as far as making the album. I feel like was kind of gone for a bit, just because like we'd already worked so hard on it, and like and then we didn't do anything with it for 7-8 months or whatever.
Right.
And we're like, well, I don't know, you know, and like let's
Where to
just
go from
like
here,
here are
yeah.
some ideas. Here's some fresh things. Let's just
Right.
now we're getting back to the studio. The world's fucked up right now. Let's just make some new stuff and see what happens. And then that was kind of, and then just one day I was like, yo, why don't like let's go as the Chemist. I remember that was a conversation. Do we want to be the Chemist or just Chemists or
Yeah.
whatever?
Right, yeah,
So like,
yeah.
and then we're like, let's just do it. Let's just drop it. It was literally just for fun.
This new Alchemy audio is this
It was
fucking thing.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
So I
that's
was
the
like, we'll
bit.
be
Yeah.
the Chemist, dude. Let's fucking wear some fucking big old Chemist faces. Like, we're not fucking.
Maybe
I'm
one
like,
day.
bro, we can make it sick, you know?
I think
Yeah.
that's something that
Bro, that's
maybe
that's
one
down
day.
the line, bro.
If
We're
it- if
gonna
it's
come
cool,
back
you
to
know?
Like
this,
one
bro.
music video.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can make it a scene even.
Play on
Like
the
we're fucking
idea.
doing some
Yeah,
chemical
some
fucking
Walter
thing.
White
and-
shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, what the hell, man? This nigga's lame as shit, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
man.
Time out.
I'm not sure actually. Just
You guys,
over an hour.
This is the part where maybe we get you guys a freestyle. If anybody who's up for freestyle.
This guy's the,
Yeah, I
between,
mean, sure.
between us, he's
Can I have
he's
another
the
beer? Is that
freestyle.
okay to ask?
Oh, for sure. Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you want
yeah,
beer?
actually, yeah. Can I grab?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys
we're,
both, yeah.
please.
Like, what's
we're
the,
feeling a little better
are we
now.
done yapping and now we're just freestyling? Is that the vibe?
We'll do a freestyle. We got some more questions afterwards, though. I think.
Word.
Yeah.
Word. So
I should have like made. Had I known that was a segment, I would have made some beats.
yeah, that would have been
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah, but it's okay. Like I
Have
enjoy
any beats,
freestyling
like,
on some
out
different
somewhere
stuff.
that
It's
we
fine.
could just like play. Oh, actually,
I
think we-
wish, to be honest.
Yeah, okay.
I'm one of those people where like my phone storage is constantly full because I'm constantly setting myself whatever I worked on that day to
Right.
give it a listen and stuff.
If
So
you
I,
have
uh,
anything that you could send to in our email. we could
I
use
don't
that.
even think I do, unfortunately. Like I never send myself beats because my thing as a producer, like I do make way more beats now, but I typically almost 100% of the time when I make a beat, it's in a session with an artist now.
Yeah, and,
And like a lot of the rappers I work with, like they'll come in with nothing and they'll be like, let's just make a beat, you know, like
Right.
here's like something, and then I'll make the beat, and then they'll record, whether we finish a song or not, there will be a verse or a hook or something on it
Right.
already. So I never have just like beats. Like usually someone comes in and we just cook up from
Yeah,
scratch
yeah,
pretty
right.
much all the time.
I always
It's usually
bitch
the
at him.
vibe.
I'm like, man, why can't you just send me a beat pack? He's like,
Yeah,
bro, I
right.
can't just send you beats that have like no song
Well,
or
usually-
whatever. You
Yeah,
know, I'm like,
yeah.
come on, man.
Usually what I do with artists that want like a collection of beats to like sift through is we'll have a session, we'll do like a 4 or 5 hour session. I'll just like make as many beats as I can in that session and then be like, here you go. And then like,
Right.
you know, whenever you're ready, I'm right here, you know, we
Yeah.
can get to it.
yeah.
In
But,
a way,
um,
like, you know, like obviously, like those beats would fit the artist at hand, right? If
That
you're-
too,
if
yeah.
you're making them on the spot with that artist, you know,
Mhm.
like a lot of time, I guess if you had them pre-recorded already, it might not suit the art. Like, not every
That too,
beat would
yeah.
suit the artist.
That too,
right?
yeah, exactly. And it also challenges me as a producer too, because I have people of all these different,
Yeah,
like
right.
even within hip hop, like there are so many like different styles and of hip hop,
yeah,
and like
of course.
you
Yeah.
reference one region and like it's a certain BPM and all this stuff, and then like even outside of hip hop too, like I feel like having to sit down with an artist and make stuff with them is like it opens up my mind to like a lot of different inspirations and ideas. Like like pretty much like any of the artists that I do listen to that are new and up and coming and stuff, it's usually a different artist put me onto them. They're like, hey, I want to make some shit like this artist or that artist, and like that's 90% of me like being put on to new artists is typically.
And that comes back to the thing earlier I was talking about, where it's like it's super beneficial to like learn these things or know these things or like, you know, like experience other genres or whatever, right? To like to help you with your shit, right? Like you come to a certain spot, you're like, oh, I can go this way, go that way, or whatever.
Yeah, or just like be ready for when a customer comes through and they ask you to make a certain sound or whatever, and you know how to approach
100%,
it or whatever,
yeah.
right?
It also keeps me kind of on my toes and
Yeah,
aware of what's going on.
Challenging, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of on my toes and challenging, what kind of beat are you guys putting on?
That's what I was just actually trying to figure out. What kind of beat would you want to
Whatever you guys want.
go to?
I think we have a list.
We do have a list. You can just go next, I guess.
Yeah.
I just want to go on the first beat that's on.
Yeah, he'll rap on anything.
Oh shit! Oh,
Here we go.
Okay.
I was gonna say, what was that?
Yeah, just keep that one
That
playing.
was dope. Yeah.
Cause I've been trying so
Oh
hard.
fuck.
I've
Right
been
away.
trying so hard. Hey, what do you know about me? I came back from a 613. I'm with the Chemists and 4G. Audio. Yeah, so you know this I go. Yeah, I'm sipping on that. Oh, so I'm feeling so slow. It didn't know about me. It didn't know about me. And now they got a clue. I came back, Playboy, jacket blue. Should've known about it. Hey Vic, how it is? What it do? What you saying, baby? This is the biz. You know I'm doing my thing because I'm lit. Friday night, I'm about to get up in it. Had 2 beers, now I'm about to have more. About to have 4, about to have the fucking floor. Oops, I meant hit it. So fucking high, man, now we done finna hit it. Up on the floor, on the dance floor. Ooh, got your lady wanna dance more. Ooh, cause I'm loving this moment. Yeah, you're the one that I'm holding. Cause you make me feel so golden. The way you make me feel, baby girl, it's so unreal. The way I can't find what to say. And baby, the last time I saw you, I was too high. I think I forgot to say that I'm sorry for wasting your time. I wish you never came up in my life. 'Cause I know I'm high most of the time. I know I'm getting high like every night. And you just want me to go, just want me to cure. But I don't think about you at all. I'm about to cry, bro. Change the beat.
Yeah, what the hell beat did you play?
What is this beat? Yeah, this is actually
I can't even hear the beat, and then you just
you
started.
can't hear it?
No.
Just so you
No,
know what it
I
was
think-
like.
Yeah, what do you? Yeah, what?
I think that was meant to be, man. I think we needed that one though. I've never heard this beat before on here.
Yeah, for sure.
That just wasn't what I was expecting at all.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be some rap shit. Like I thought. Yeah, I
That's-
thought-
kinda
but
was.
that's what I'm
That
saying.
was
Is normally it's not this.
Thank you.
But I'm
That went
shocked,
off.
and the fucking what just came out is insane.
You
And
just picked the right beat for
I
me
think I
there.
needed to. Yeah, man. No, that was
Thank you.
so fire.
That
was
felt nice.
definitely
I
fun.
really
We,
wish we had
uh,
a timer like when you went in, because it was probably like 1.2 seconds after that beat started.
Yeah, that's also
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Shit,
did. I
yeah.
did get to hear it for
Shit.
like a
Do you
second.
want to
for-
hit
for
a fucking
second.
rap beat, or you want to?
Dude, I'll keep going if you want. I don't know what the hell you guys are all about
we do
timing
that?
wise. Like, if you have more questions to ask, like I could do this for 4 hours straight. So,
Yeah.
you know, you got to actually, to be honest,
Can
you
we
guys
do
got a
that?
good clip. I cannot
Good
do
on
better
that.
than that. But give me a rap beat, fuck it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll top it. I'll try to top that.
Are you being? I I think he's just being humble or whatever it's called.
No, it was a pretty good ending. So I was like,
No, I
shit,
know,
you know what
but-
I mean? Should I do it again? Should I go again and like risk having a mediocre ending? This is my thought process.
We're gonna go make that a song now.
This is my thought process. This is my thought process. How the hell am I gonna be the fucking hardest? How the hell am I gonna have a heart attack? I swear to God, I'm gonna bring it back. This is that 80s fucking straight attacker. Should've known about me, I've been the main attacker. What the fuck, boy, I'm way faster. Hey, I'm about to go and get it. Renegade in it, about to go get it. Young nigga really about to hit off in a minute. Should've known about me cause I'm on your bitch's wish list. Is it Christmas, my dear? I'm about to pull up in that left and right ear. I'm about to get that message out way too clear. I'm feeling like a 90s nigga right here. This is that shit that I used to freestyle to back in the whip. In like 2002, 2012, but I'm still top shelf. Should've known about me, baby, cause it's kinda like the elves. How you wishing for me, Christmas tree. Same old fucking rhymes that I'm saying, baby. I'm just freestyling, It's all up in my mind. I'm sorry, baby girl, like I said, I'm way too high. Baby girl, why'd you leave me alone? Baby girl, why'd you have to go and pick a phone? Oops, I meant drop it. Now I got a lot of money in my pocket, and you know that I'm always been the hottest. I like to say that I'm the hottest in the province, and y'all niggas a novice. Hold up, I had to burp. Victor burped and it really fucking hurt. We still up in this bitch and white is on my shirt. White is up her nose. Whoa, no. I shouldn't say that shit on fucking 4G audio, but I just fucking said it and I'm still fucking dope. Used to state that shit back in 2020. Now I got cash on me, fucking plenty. Should've known about my rhymes cause they're heavy. I'm about to pull off in it bitch steady. Damn, I should've ended on the last one, bro. This is a mediocre fucking.
No, that's dope.
But I'm glad you guys brought like the 90s like shit. This is the shit that I used to freestyle to a long time ago. I haven't like done like a flow like that in a long
so
time.
hard though, man.
Victor hasn't heard me rap like that before. I don't do that shit in the studio when we rap. You know?
Sometimes, I mean, not often anymore.
You know, like it's more like
yeah.
I don't really do that kind of shit. But good beat selection once again, my man.
That was fire.
Hell
You
yeah.
hit it off proper.
That was sick though. Fucking right, man.
Respect. That was fun. I haven't freestyled in a long time, so that was pretty fun to do. I appreciate that.
Shit, man.
In
Yeah,
retrospect,
That went off.
Yeah, man,
Thank
no,
you.
No
So-
auto tune required.
We tried to do the Jonesy helped really good actually.
Oh
But,
yeah.
the lightning round, but we're like trying to get like
Oh, that's right.
we were doing the old one basically.
Oh
And,
right,
like,
yeah.
I don't know, there was so we got this thing we called the lightning round.
You guys did it.
They did?
No, I was just being.
Oh,
silly.
we
You
did.
guys
Oh
did it,
yeah, we did it. Yeah. So yeah, this is the thing we call the lightning round. So it's most of them are like pretty quick questions, and the faster you answer them, the more points you get.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're two people though. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh-oh.
This one's
What if we
Yeah.
have different answers?
these ones are worth double the points.
Negative points?
No.
What if we disagree?
I don't trust this guy.
It's as easy as pizza or tacos.
Okay,
That's not easy.
you just gotta go with your flow, man. Just flow state, avatar state,
Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
I don't know, man. Okay, we're gonna go Biggie, I think.
Holy shit.
Next.
Are you guys still
Yeah.
friends?
Are we waiting for debate?
They're both
Um,
amazing. So
Yeah. I'm
Would you
not-
rather free pizza for life or free strippers for life?
strippers, I'm lactose intolerant.
And what?
I'm lactose intolerant.
intolerant.
At least I can eat pussy.
Yeah, we'll go strippers. That's more expensive.
Yeah.
I was saying that
True
if,
that.
if you, strippers whenever you want. I'm like, well, yeah, okay, cool. And then it's like, you need girls for the video. It's like, boom. You're like, here you go. All right, yeah.
Yeah. Bro, they didn't
$1,000
specify
each.
what kind of pizza too.
No.
It could be fucking Little Caesars, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna have the
It could be
crazy.
Yeah, true
not
craziest
gonna hate a
videos.
Little Caesars, but they're not getting no gourmet.
Exactly.
Also true.
Could be anchovy pizza. All
But I mean,
like,
you can say the same about strippers.
anchovy.
Facts, actually.
Damn, anchovy strippers.
On the topic of food, what's the best place for food in Ottawa?
Jesus Christ. Costco for that poutine.
Ah, shout out
Holy
Costco.
shit, he's serious about it.
Don't
I
fuck
feel
with
like
me,
my three
Crispy
favorite
fries.
places are all right on top of each other. That's on G Burger and El Camino.
Okay.
So I used to live on Elgin, so that was just the spot.
Oh yeah.
And
Nice.
you could go to whatever's open, whatever isn't busy. That's where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I actually was just Rochester and Metcalf.
Okay, yeah.
I was living there,
Live
so
right
like
by
I always
there.
go on Elgin for food. And
Yeah,
shit like that,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, those were the spots.
Shit, okay.
Not cheap, but
No,
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
used to actually go to the market to go to the El Camino.
yeah.
Sit on the roof or like
Yeah.
you know. But oh man,
But
the Quest Siberia fucking taco things or whatever, so good. Anyway, sorry.
El Camino's fire.
No, that's your vote though. That's
Shout out.
respect.
what's your favorite venue for shows in Ottawa?
Babylon, R.I.P.
Yeah, I miss Babylon. Right now, though, I guess like we have a pretty good relationship with the Cuff.
Yeah, the
The last two shows were
Yeah?
super smooth. They're good staff.
Yeah, good
Nice.
stuff.
Yeah,
Good team.
that's
people.
been chill.
Bro, I
Nice.
reached out to a lot of places, man, to try to like in the summertime be like, yo, let me see what's going on, and they're easy to work with. Super chill.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, man. There's more venues than I thought. You know, that might be like something silly to say, but ever since we started the podcast, it was like just shows happening at certain venues, you know, and then it'd be like this other venue here and there, and like especially since COVID or whatever, right? Like I just never knew some venues existed, I guess, you know.
Well, some are
Yeah.
also kind of new and sort of taking on the business that
Right.
that might have been left. Like another one, R.I.P. Ritual. Ritual was huge.
Yeah,
back
man.
then.
Yeah,
Ritual was
holy
sick.
fuck.
I miss Ritual too. I'd only ever played Ritual one time,
Yeah.
but it was just so fun. Like, and it was just like it was like probably like it was the smoothest operation for like that for a mid-sized venue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
man,
everything
you
was
know,
on
yeah.
point, sound was on point, like everything was good. We got on, we got off, and like and there was a solid crowd that night too. I forget what band we opened for when we played there, but it was like the first time I ever like signed autographs after a set and shit. So it
Oh
was
yeah,
just fun,
yeah, sick.
So it was
Sign
cool.
tits or what?
Yeah.
No, not quite.
next
No,
time, man.
it's metal music,
It's
bro.
coming,
Like
bro. Well,
Yeah.
that's where you sign the most tits.
let's
probably,
sign this
bro.
guy's guitar or whatever.
You're
Sign
just
a
not
guitar,
trying
give him
hard
a
enough,
guitar
bro,
pick.
you know?
Yeah,
that's where you
maybe.
sign the most
Teddy
tits,
signing has
man.
to be on the fucking like. You gotta envision it. You know, if you don't see it, it's not.
I don't
gonna
think
happen.
envisioning it is.
You almost have to make a song for it, right?
Yeah, maybe. You
Yeah.
manifest it for
It'll
sure.
lie
Yeah.
back. Blues Fest or City Folk?
Blues Fest.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of an obvious.
Blues Fest
answer,
is just
right?
sort of a staple. Like it's one of
Yeah.
the.
Been around longer and
And
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
City
like,
Folk is cool, though.
I
I've
didn't
been-
want to
I've
bring
went
up
one year.
too many people for no fucking reason, but like, there's nothing wrong with shouting people out. When I was talking about like Algonquin College and like the
Yeah.
group of people that like I really connected with a lot, and like we used to freestyle a shit ton, and now they're in their own path doing their own thing. Like one of them was on fucking Blues Fest this year, man. Training season.
Oh,
George
okay.
and Queen, bro. These people
Oh,
would
yeah.
pull up to this, to Gonk when I was going to Gonk.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and like Noel was there as well, who's Spooks, who's
Spooks,
Red
yeah.
Couch
Oh,
Boys,
yeah.
right? With Gonzo, who's still doing a lot of work and still works with him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
His younger brother Spooks is Nathan,
Yeah.
right? And we had a whole EP together that we did when we met Victor. So there's a lot of
Okay.
cool there's a lot of cool lore behind like the connections behind people.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm trying to think. Somebody
He's
else
fucking
talks
insane,
about
man. I'm
Spooks.
telling
It
you.
might
And like
be actually
he was on a
Tino,
couple of my
maybe.
tracks too. He's really fucking sick.
I think maybe Chino talks about him.
Yeah,
maybe.
of course.
Yeah,
of
for
course.
sure,
Yeah, They made a
yeah.
lot of music back in the day. I'm pretty sure when they had Red
Yeah.
Couch Boys, Tina was like really part of that, or at least he was close to them at that time.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, like I like came into their life like right when that was like a thing, but it was like done. So like I wasn't
Yeah.
a part of the whole vibe, you know what I mean? But I think
Right.
Tina was around at that.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of solid people, man, that were like there. So yeah, shout out to Blues Fest in that regard.
Yeah.
And
They
it's
take good care of you,
definitely
too, Blues
something that
Fest.
you want to go. Yeah, you want to fucking be able to say you did that.
They
It's
pay you a good amount of money and they give you
Yeah.
a nice trailer and they
Yeah,
they
no
refill your
doubt.
beer and they give you Red Bulls. They treat you well, Blues Fest.
Sick,
Nice.
man.
It's a good operation. They figured it out, and it's interesting because it's like one of the only festivals, that I've ever been to, that's like organized the way it is, where it's like 10 days or whatever, or 14 days, and
Yeah.
it's like,
But what's
Right.
Fuego like?
well, it's usually like most festivals are just like a weekend,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
it'll be
yeah,
like a
yeah,
ton of
yeah.
artists, and you're just there all day. Whereas Blues
Yeah.
Fest,
Because that shit was liberal.
'Cause of the
free
week-
tacos and shit. They were making them.
they took good care of us too,
I was
Fuego
like-
Fuego, sure, but
Yeah.
also this is a different. Like the thing too is like Montreal is it's more people. They're making more money realistically with that. It's a bit more lucrative.
Yeah.
Because they're bringing in huge acts. Like I know Blues Fest, like since like Kanye and the Migos, or like they haven't really brought in a ton of. I mean, they bring in big acts in other genres, but like as far as rap artists that are like huge and
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Like I mean,
How's
they'll
it-
bring in like older artists and stuff, which is cool, and then that
Yeah.
attracts its own audience, but like it's not a lot of like currently on Billboard rap artists that they're bringing
Yeah.
in anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
50 has been there like twice in the last 5 years, I think.
Yeah.
50 Cent.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not cheap.
I know
I'm sure he's a big
Logic
draw.
was here a couple of years ago on the main stage, I think.
Oh, really?
Couple years
Wow.
ago.
Yeah. Okay.
On the main stage,
I was
yeah.
like
no,
10 years ago.
No, yeah,
9 years
main
ago.
stage. You saw
Was
him
it?
on the
Yeah,
main
it was.
stage.
Yeah, I
We
don't-
seen
was
him
it
on
Because
the
time
Basement
flies when
small
you're having
stage.
fun, you know.
What, he was on the big stage?
He was on the
Yeah.
main
Logic
stage
Logic came twice?
twice, yeah.
Okay, all right. That's where I went wrong.
Interesting.
All right, all right.
But no, it's like a milestone thing to do. Like I definitely got the chance to touch a fucking massive ass stage last summer, but like it wasn't my performance, so it's not like a huge flex. But it's like a gut check for sure, and it's like a
You're
driving
still
factor.
around. You're still around that community, right? So
100%.
you're that close, right?
100%.
You're that.
I think
close.
it's also a pretty big difference when you're like the local opening act for like Blues Fest,
yeah.
and just like the patterns at which people like get to the show, and you know, like because Blues Fest will be packed by the end of the night, but like a lot of the slots you take on is like the openers.
Because
Like
it's 10 days.
it might be like the smaller
If it was 2
stage.
days, they'd
It might
there
be
for
you might
the
be
whole
playing
time.
you might still be playing to 15 people even though you're
Yeah.
at Blues
Yeah.
Fest.
And
Whereas
all
with Fuego
the,
Fuego it was 50,000 people all day.
yeah,
partying.
right.
Dude, it
all
was
day.
wild. Like I
Doesn't
remember,
matter what like where you were in the lineup, you were playing to that whole crowd.
remember
Yeah,
looking
right.
out before I get on stage, bro. I'm like, Nin, this is a shit ton of people. And Victor's there because he's running the sound. Like he's doing some sound shit.
Yeah, I was doing like I was kind of producing the show, I guess.
So he's doing
Yeah.
that again when he's going to go see her again. She's going to do some more shit. So Iona Santana. Shout out to Iona Santana,
Yeah.
a great Latin artist that Victor introduced me to. I think it was like a year into when I met you in 2018, 19.
I actually I began working with Iona. That was like the Kijiji days. I
Yeah,
think
when
I
you were
probably
posting
met her
up,
like
she-
a little bit before I met you.
yeah, it was like she
What do
was
you
one
mean
of
by
her
the
first
Kijiji
clients.
days?
Then when I first started, I was like, I had an ad on Kijiji for like recording. Yeah, that because I was like, I don't
That's
know
how he got his
anyone. I was like,
clients,
I don't know.
But
how
word
it
of
is.
mouth
What
went
you gotta
quick.
do, man.
Yeah, word of
You
mouth
gotta
went
do it.
quick.
I
yeah,
came
yeah.
to you from
The
word of
Kijiji
mouth.
days were like 4 months. Like
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
that long.
That's-
So long story short, Iona Santana, she's amazing, bro. She was like some award-winning model, and then she decided to start making music. Or she was already making music, but she decided to spend more time releasing music and
Right.
spending time in the studio. She met Victor through the Kijiji ad, and then she's doing these songs and she's having fun with it and shit. One day, Victor's like, "Yo, you should fucking collaborate, meet up with this person, whatever." And he was really kind to do that with a lot of people that he would work with, and I'm sure he did that for a lot of clients. You know, he's like, "Yo, why don't you guys link up? Why don't you guys meet? Whatever. Your Wednesday, your Tuesday. Why don't you guys fucking whatever?" You know.
Yeah.
So at some point, I ran into her, and we ended up really having a good time in the studio to the point where like I wrote a couple of songs, and she ended up using one of the fucking songs. And I remember, bro, I'm recording this shit. Our session's ending. We have 20 minutes left. I just wrote something, and I'm like, I really want it to be something good. I'm like, I want to make her feel powerful. Like, I want to write it in a woman's perspective. It's a challenge. At this time, we were writing songs for bands. I'm like, we can write a song for you type shit. And I'm like, I feel powerful. I want her to feel powerful, whatever. And Victor's like, you got 10 minutes, do one take. So I just do one take of some shit, right? I sent it to her. And it's got like my, whatever, right? All that shit.
Yeah.
Dude, when I tell you, she flipped it, made it sound good, changed it all around, but kept the original vibe of what I was doing. I was like, bro, I was so touched. It was the first time somebody had ever, and she wasn't massive at the time, bro. First time anybody had ever, like, you know, really taken in what I had done and, like, wanted to flip it, bring it to it, and, like, give a fuck about it. And the song meant a lot to them, bro. Like, she
We
made a
should
sick
leak the reference track for that.
Hondo, bro.
That
she made
one-take
a
reference
video
track.
to that shit too. Like the label made her take it down. Now she's big signing and shit like that. You can't
Oh,
find
yeah,
it, but she
shit.
made a whole video. A homemade one to that song because it meant a lot to her.
No way.
And that's so fucking awesome to me. To this day, it's like the best collaboration I've had with an artist. That
Yeah.
it was the best result in my heart, where I felt fulfilled. You know that like somebody gave a fuck to the point where like it meant a lot to them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's lit. You know that's actually lit. And I feel like it was like a good thing for her at the time to be saying that kind of shit too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then she crushes her shit. She does a lot of shit. I'm not involved in it. And then she's fucking crushing it, gets signed, whatever. Spins back around. We made a song, we made a video. And she's like, yo, I got a big set, but let's perform the song. So that's how I got
Nice.
on stage.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Bro, we kept that relationship going for a minute, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
We kept that for like years, bro. I didn't know she was popping like that, you know? It just came out of nowhere for me. So that's
sick.
kind of the things with Victor, that he's planting a lot of seeds with a lot of artists, and over time things are gonna blossom. And like we've had like great experiences, you know, getting to go to Toronto out of town with like artists like Lonely Boy and Hueso. If you guys don't know who they are, they're phenomenal artists from the
So,
town.
yeah.
They're brothers, you know.
Okay.
And
yeah.
Lonely Boy is a phenomenal R&B singer, the best live R&B singer I've seen in my life. You know, I will say that. I've seen a lot of people live, and I think he's the best I've ever seen in my life. He's that good, like it's touching, like you want to cry. Like he's a really good singer, and like he really knows what he's doing, and he's really sick with it. You know, really inspirational. Lonely Boy is 100% worth watching.
Just
live.
dropped a record 2 days ago too.
Yeah,
that I
you need to
produced.
see him live. Like if ever he's around live, like you guys just gotta go check him out. Like
Yeah.
I guarantee you're gonna enjoy it. Like he's phenomenal. And his brother Hueso played fucking football for the Red Blacks. Our
Yeah.
fucking city,
I
my
think
nigga.
Hueso
Okay.
has a song.
Our city, my nigga.
or,
Yeah, he's popping too. He's
but
doing his
he
thing.
has, what the fuck? Heavy. He has a song with Heavy.
I don't think he has a song that's out with Heavy.
I think he might.
Really?
I think.
I feel like I would know about that. Heavy went to my high school.
I
Bro. I
don't-
know
oh,
Neil,
yeah?
my nigga. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And Hueso and I
Drops his
collaborated.
gubby on.
Yeah.
I don't think I
That's
would have.
my boy, bro.
If
I
it
know.
exists, I
He's
would
like
have.
my boy like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
bro, I was like a little shitty 8th grader. He was in grade 12. He was the coolest guy to me, you know?
There are a couple more questions over here.
Mm.
Oh yeah. I see.
Lightning round. We
I'm
lost so many
looking it
points.
up. I'm looking it up, bro.
We'll just.
We
yeah.
lost points. We lost points.
Oh yeah, true. That was the lead. I forgot we were even doing the lightning round.
Bro, we
What?
lost.
yeah.
we
Oh,
lost.
dude, we failed, bro.
It,
This is
it
like.
usually goes this way.
Yeah.
Okay,
'Cause
my
the
bad.
questions bring up conversation.
Yeah.
But if you guys were to lose one of your 5 senses, what would it be?
Feeling. Touch.
Yeah?
Really? I don't know. These are hard questions.
Think about it.
Probably tasting.
Yeah?
To be honest, yeah, probably. I'll just eat really bland food for the rest of my life. Maybe I'll go on the craziest diet.
Dude,
'cause
I
I
want all
yeah,
5 of them.
yeah,
I can't
exactly,
taste any
right?
good food.
I'm just trying to get points, bro. I don't want to lose any of them. I'm just trying to get points.
So after a long day of mixing, hearing would be the answer, but
no, I
No.
never.
I'll be
Hearing's
like-
the one
I'll
I
be
can
like,
never lose.
fucking
Yeah.
rip these
Hearing's
things
the one
off,
I can
man.
never
I don't want to
lose.
hear anything that tinnitus
I
is
can never lose my
acting up
sight
tonight.
either.
What about smell?
I could never lose my smell. It's attached to my taste.
Yeah, you know
Yeah?
what? Yeah,
If you
probably.
can't smell, you
yeah.
can't taste.
Not in this case. Not in this case.
Really?
Smell would have
Yeah, yeah.
probably also
So
been a
fuck
good answer.
smell. If it's not attached to the fuck smell, man, what the fuck I need to smell farts for? Smell fucking
Exactly, yo.
What am I
That's
gonna
true.
smell my alert?
Yo,
Oh, there's
just-
propane. There's a propane leak, guys.
Yeah.
Like the fuck out of here, bro.
Just remember all the things that you feel.
Dude, exactly.
Going back to your first answer.
brother.
Yeah.
The best thing in the world.
Sex, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Dude,
Like,
I'm
yeah,
a monk like that. You know, I'm a good guy. You know,
Yeah.
tasting's important.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Go to the.
So if you
Don't get me in
entered a
trouble.
room and everybody you've ever met in your entire life is in that room, who would be the first person you go to talk to?
Him.
Yeah, this guy would be like, "Hey, buddy,
Yo,
you're a moron, by the way."
Yeah, I just start
That's what
off
I
by
tell him,
being
yeah.
like, "Fuck you."
this is
Like,
a
go see
duo-
my family, you know?
duo right
Go
here.
see my family. I'd be like, "Yo, mom, dad."
Yeah,
brother."
him to
Yeah.
chirp him.
But like, yeah, I'd
probably,
just be like, "Fuck you," quick, and then we'll move on. Genuinely though, like we spent like hours, and we spent a lot of money, man, together.
we spent a lot of
Dude, our fucking
Yeah.
videos, the Chemists ones,
Yeah.
bro, that was not easy. He was like, "Let's go to Toronto, let's do a big thing." Like we fucking did a whole thing, you know. It was crazy. It
Yeah,
was
no
fun.
doubt, man.
A lot of trips, you know. And that's when we're hanging out with like Lonely Boy and Hueso and stuff, and we're like on a balcony looking at the sky, and we're fucking talking about our lives, and we're playing unreleased music and stuff that
Right.
we're slowly releasing to the world. But
Yeah.
that's the coolest part about being friends with artists is that you get to hear what their trajectory is for the next 5 years, and you kind
Right.
of and it's in this light of like we're all gonna make it happen type shit.
Yeah.
So sometimes that song does actually pick up, you know, and that's the biggest privilege of being like a friend with an artist as an artist too, is like when they can share with you what's coming up and like they know that you're not going to nitpick it and like make them feel like bad. You're just going to listen and like appreciate and like encourage, if anything, you know.
Yeah.
That it's a safe place to present these like unfinished ideas.
Right.
But even then, if
To
you're going to
learn
present an
from,
unfinished
you know?
idea, you got to have tough enough skin to fucking take it
That actually,
Yeah,
that
thing,
just
you know,
sparks a question, and I'll ask it. So, what do you guys think is like the trajectory of what you could say pop music or like music right now? Like, where's it going in your eyes? What's popular, and you know what I mean? Like, where is the music scene going right now?
I don't know. To be honest, it's interesting. It's weird, kind of being in this dynamic of like where I came from, playing in bands, and kind of like the attitude towards like performing being the objective, and then now working with a lot of solo artists that just like don't really have like, they kind of lack the infrastructure and the resources to like be able to prioritize that, and therefore
Right.
it's not really like
the point is put out a song, push it on social media.
Right.
Kind of like, and like the end goal for me was always like put on a good like that's really where you make, it's really where you can actually make money is like I think like as far like on a grand scale, where is music going? I think
Yeah, I'm talking like mainstream, like, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
right now,
like sonically or like
Just
or like the
pop shit,
industry.
like the shit we're making type shit.
not you guys, just music in general, the most popular music right now.
Yeah, my opinion
Just
on
for
it.
example, Post Malone just dropped an album today.
Okay.
It's all country music.
Okay, well
Oh,
that's
yeah,
a
he
big thing.
dropped that
Oh,
today.
guys, well, we're forgetting about Old Town Road. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it's been a mix, and we forget
Oh,
about
yeah.
Nelly. You know what I mean? Like it's been a real
yeah,
thing.
but
That
even
that
too,
combination is a good moneymaker.
But even
Yeah.
too, like hip hop.
Beyonce with her country albums.
Hip hop's
Right,
been
yeah.
bleeding into country for a while. Too
Oh,
now,
yeah,
right?
for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like Florida Georgia Line album is all trap beats. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, man,
that's
yeah,
facts.
yeah.
They
For
were. I almost.
Shabuzi.
Yeah, Shabuzi.
Well,
for
I
sure,
think
but-
I think you begin to notice the trends, like you know, when, especially when you're working at the studio and you have all these artists coming in, and like I remember, like you know,
Yeah.
3 years ago, everyone was like, it was Pop Smoke type beat, Brooklyn
Right.
drill, like
Oh,
whatever.
yeah,
You know, you got to learn. I'm like, okay, well, Reddit, like let's find a drum kit, you know,
Yeah,
like let's
yeah,
find
right.
let's figure this out, like let's figure out the snare pattern and the
Yeah.
tempos and all that stuff, and then that kind of
But
transitions.
Sorry, let's just really quick. Pop Smoke though. Fuck yeah, like
Yeah, R.I.P. That's
Fire.
pretty
For
cool.
sure,
Pretty
yeah.
cool
Yeah, yeah.
style. Wish it was like a
Huge
50 that could have
talent.
stayed alive and shit. You know,
yeah.
it's like to
Sorry,
keep that vibe going.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And like the posthumous album was like really sick too.
Yeah,
Like,
they actually
yeah,
did a good job.
Like I had only listened to the first one that they dropped because after that I'm like I feel like we're just sort of piecing together whatever we could find, you know.
I agree.
Yeah,
So I'm just not that interested. But like
One
the
and
first
done.
one I knew was already pretty much done, and I think
Yeah.
50 Executive produced it. I think right or
Oh,
something.
no way.
He was involved in some way, and like I remember that was a
Dior.
tough album. Like there were a lot of different. I'm like, cool. This is a versatile artist who can actually do a lot of shit. But I mean, like to your point, like in the last month, I've had like 3 different artists. Oh, like I want to make like a country beat,
Yeah.
make a
Yeah,
country
man.
beat.
Yeah.
and it's like, okay, you know, like we'll
Yeah.
see what we can do. I mean, I'm with whatever, you know,
We
like
made
I'm always
Hurricane
down
a long
to.
time ago. On my
You-
album,
you
I
know-
was gonna have a country
You know this
song.
little man Jay?
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, is it?
He's got a country song out right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was the kid that sounded like Lil Baby, right? That was his
Yeah,
whole thing.
Well, that was
yeah.
his thing. Yeah, he was really good at sounding like other
But
rappers.
he has a
Well, he was
country
probably
song.
from
He has a
there. I
country
would think.
song That's fucking sick.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Think about countries that you can really show a lot of skill.
Everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing it.
But it's definitely it's the forefront. It's what's up right now.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's a way of making money. I mean, if that's how you're framing your question, then my opinion on the musical vibe
yeah.
is just more that it is oversaturated, and like it's really, the floor of entry is really low. Like it's easy for anybody to participate.
Agreed.
So like anybody can try to do something, and then like if anybody is trying to be something at this point when it comes to like a label's perspective and how to invest in an artist, like they have to already have their own fan base built up. They
Yeah.
have to already have like a good amount of traction to the point where they don't even need a label. So it's like the label's not going to take you from your everyday job to like,
Yeah.
you know, like you already have to be on that trajectory, and,
and
that's like
even
you
if
have
you're
to figure out yourself.
following the latest trend, right? Like, yeah, country's big right now, but let's like look in a year or two to a new artist, and labels might be looking for someone that's
100
doing something
exactly what I'm
different,
saying.
right? Not
Like,
that
Well,
same
100% what I'm vibing on, because I just
Yeah.
wanted to just finish this on this. Is that like it's because of the live performances aren't even nice anymore type shit. Like that's kind of what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live performances aren't really nice. We're chasing money. We're chasing the trend. We're chasing like that.
Well,
shit.
I think that was sort of the point that I was kind of getting at. Like, is that like they don't have to be? There's not really a lot of pressure. I think they should be. But at the same time, like if they're giving you a bag to make an appearance, go make your appearance. Like I'm not going to. But I think that like that. I would say my opinion on where music is going is like whenever somebody comes up with the thing that'll supersede Spotify,
Yeah.
that's when we'll actually begin to get cutting edge music again.
yeah,
Yeah,
point
yeah.
zero zero six is foul.
And not just that, but I think
What
also
is
like
0.006.
It's less than that.
0.06.
It's less than that's
How
like
much
what
you
you
get
get
paid
paid
per
per stream, like of a cent or
Imagine
whatever.
that, eh? And you got to split it with your team, and you're it's insane.
But it's not even just like what they pay artists is poor, which is it's terrible. It's terrible. Like
Straight up
and they
robbery.
constantly like anyway. That's a whole other tangent, but I just think that like as soon as because this is what happens, right? Like these are the trends. They've always been the trends. You have the big corporate gatekeepers that basically buy into whatever the trendy thing is. So when streaming became like now Spotify's like Spotify's owned by the big three now pretty much, right? So it's like, like maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago when Spotify was this new thing, if you wanted to pitch your song to an editorial playlist, you had a shot for real. Now you don't.
Yeah.
They're literally, it's like radio, it's payola. It's just a new version of it. And like as soon as we end up in that lull in the music industry, that's when that's what happened with SoundCloud, right? All of a sudden, like being a SoundCloud rapper was a thing because we had X, we had Lil Uzi, we had all these artists that were blowing up on SoundCloud, and they were changing the trajectory, and like they were essentially, and that was a cutting edge time, and like those artists, that's why they're as successful as they are because they were the first to do it. It's like it's funny because people
like
reference
TikTok
that.
and shit.
Well, TikTok is interesting too because a lot of people like to hate on TikTok. I don't really use TikTok
Well,
as
I
a
just mean,
consumer,
like,
but
it's like if you got on it right away, right? You could be fucking.
yeah, for sure.
Like anything when it comes out new, if you get on it right
I
away.
think
you
I
could
think
be
TikTok
that
has shown
person.
light on a ton of really good songs and independent artists that otherwise
Oh,
wouldn't
for
have had a
sure.
check.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
it's a
for
great
sure.
discovery platform. And I honestly don't really fault TikTok at all but that's why the labels, that's why they don't fuck with TikTok is exactly that reason because it is an opportunity for people to create something cutting edge that the labels haven't homogenized already. So like now they take issue with that, and now like that's why like was Universal was like we don't want our music on there. Was it Universal? Anyway,
It was.
it was yeah. But yeah, I think wherever the music industry goes, because I mean yeah, like sure we could say country mixing country and rap. I mean it's literally just country music as it already has been for the last 5 years.
You're right.
But now with hip hop aesthetics, right? Is really all it is.
Yes,
It's pretty much all,
exactly,
but like but that's nothing new even really either. Like that's just we're just taking a thing that makes money and mixing it with a thing that makes money. Like the next time anyone actually has a cutting edge refreshing idea, I think will be born out of whatever comes after the current age that we consume music. And
Right.
I think that the consumers are the ones that shift. The people that like actually
sure.
decide what's popular, I think that's when we're gonna
Well,
actually
even
see.
too, like hip hop had like a fucking emo phase at one point, kind of.
Oh, for sure.
What I mean, not even
Definitely did.
emo, but like say like Lil Wayne
Sad
with his
Boy.
like
Yeah.
Rock
Lil Wayne
Star.
with his with the rock and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Rebirth
Yeah.
is
so
the
it
album,
definitely it wasn't.
Well, that was
what
another
else?
kind of example of
Rebirth,
labels
yeah.
trying to take something that makes money and something else that makes money. Because at that point in
Yeah.
time, like the top 40s, you had you had Nickelback on there as well as Lil Wayne, or maybe
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Maybe Nickelback's too Canadian of an example, but like you would turn on the radio and you would like that's what you'd hear. You'd hear a mix
Yeah.
of all these different things. Nowadays, it's tough because it's so much cheaper to like buy a beat on BeatStars and go make a banger at the studio than it is to track drums and track all this shit. For the labels, it's a lot cheaper. So
Right.
it's hard for them to invest in rock bands,
Yeah.
right?
true.
Like to the degree that it would make sense to. So like
Yeah.
that's why now it's like everything is like some beat that someone made in a program. It's just so much easier
yeah.
for the people that invest in the music. But
And it's still what's popular too, right? The like hip hop, trap,
for sure.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Mhm.
That's what is the most popular regardless.
Well, I think we're still kind of in an era where like we're beginning to see that shift a little bit, I think, but like where like there was definitely a period not that long ago where every song on the top 40s had a fucking trap drum.
Yeah.
Didn't matter.
Oh, for
Didn't matter
sure.
what genre it was.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
but it had like it was a Roland TR-808
Yeah.
drum kit
Yeah.
going on in the
You
background.
it's making a lot of money when the K-pop bands all got to do that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
how you
right,
know.
My
yeah.
brother sent me a meme and it's like trap drum kit and it's just all hi-hats.
Yeah.
I mean, shit.
I mean, I like they're satisfying drums. You find good trap samples. They sound good. Like I get why they're popular. I don't think they're ever fully going away. I mean, they've
No.
survived as long as they have, but
Yeah.
now we're kind of beginning to see like that shift a bit. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a
Right.
couple more over there?
Yeah, I got two more. So if you were to eat from any restaurant free for the rest of your life, what would it be?
dude, these are supposed to
shouldn't-
be
I shouldn't
lightning
say
questions.
McDonald's,
Yeah.
But that's what I'm thinking, right? I'm like, I could go for a fucking little McDonald's right now, but that's not a like responsible answer.
Dude, I like too many foods.
I think Central Bergham's like a good fast food option
Yeah.
because like you can get such fucking good chicken burgers or like a burger with an egg on it, you know, and they don't cheap out. Like they'll give you some really good shit.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
It's all like
The fries are pretty fucking booms, and like I mean they're not insane, but like I'll
They're the
certainly
ones that have,
muck
like,
a
Cajun
fucking
fries
burger.
or some shit.
Probably.
Did
I
you
mean
say
I don't.
muck?
Huh?
Did you say muck?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Definitely play NHL, man.
yeah.
Bro, that's what I was raised.
Play
on.
hockey too, or
Yeah.
what?
I
Sorry,
guess
were you
I'm
fucking-
adopted, so I have white parents, you know. And
Oh shit!
I went to
okay.
French Catholic
Good
high
tell.
school and school my whole life. I'm French Catholic,
Okay.
you know. So yeah, I'm originally a Caribbean and Somalian, like, but I don't really have like a lot of like knowledge to my roots. I don't know the language. I haven't been back home, and that's
Yeah.
something that personally on my journey I really want to try to do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe I'll take a DNA test and be like, "Yo, thanks, mom, for like not aborting me," type shit. You know, I
Yeah.
love you. But yeah, that's always been like a part of my own solo journey type shit. But yeah, I was raised with an adopted brother as well, so he's also black. He played hockey. He played soccer. He was really
Oh
good.
shit! It's
Right.
funny
I
how you
wasn't
say
that
one
good.
word and I pick up. I'm like, oh, this guy plays hockey or
Yeah.
something.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, shit. You got me feeling loose now. So
Yeah.
you got the real me. But no,
Muck
it's
some fries.
yeah, hundo. But I mean, that's why we kind of like. I don't know. I'm trying to segue this into some fucking chemist shit. Fuck that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is how I was fucking raised. You know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I mean?
okay, yeah.
I played some hockey. I played some soccer, and I fuck with UFC. You know what I mean? I wish I got it more into like football. I had some friends that played football. Like I'm trying to learn more about it, and like one thing that's starting to interest me is basketball. As soon as the
Yeah.
Raptors won their fucking shit, I was into basketball. You know, but I haven't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
been into it.
Right. Yeah.
So a lot of people might make assumptions that like I do know about those things, and it's always interesting. You know, like sometimes like I work in a job where I see a lot of people. Sometimes people
Yeah.
will come up to me and start speaking to me in a language that I don't know how to speak. You know, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't speak that yet. I should learn that. You know,
Yeah,
you
that's-
assume I know it,
yeah.
but I haven't figured that out yet. I haven't learned
Yeah.
that yet.
So, but back to the food thing. Sorry, man.
You're good. You gotta steer me. You gotta steer me.
Yeah, I got off with the hockey thing. So, Central Bergham, they're the ones with the fucking fries, right? They have like the seasoned fries or Cajun fries or some
I
shit.
don't
or
think
don't
Central
know.
Bergham's known for that. I feel like they're known for like their
Nah,
big
nah,
ass
I've only ever
Sammys.
been there once.
I've only ever
What-
sandwiches.
Cajun
Where
fries
would
is
you
somewhere
eat
you're
from
thinking
for
about.
free anywhere? In the world, even like.
I'd have to
You got
honestly.
so long to think, man.
I feel yeah, true. Well, yeah, I was
is a
distracted.
tough-
Hockey,
Yeah,
hockey
yeah.
came up, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you play hockey too?
Yeah,
Okay,
for sure. Yeah. Well, right now I'm in the middle. Like
I
my,
was a goalie. He
yeah,
played
me
hockey
too.
as
Yeah,
well,
I was a goalie. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
I kind of wish it wasn't so involved because I never would have quit. It's just like it's a hard thing to like because you gotta like go to the rink and you gotta it's expensive.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
like now as an adult, I'd be like, hey, I kind of want to upgrade some of my equipment. Like if I were to go
Dude,
play.
if you
Yeah,
play adult
but-
hockey, you're
but-
gonna get in fights and people are gonna get mad. Don't do it. I played it. For
Yeah,
a while.
yeah, I
Fuck
mean,
that
that's
shit.
I don't know
also-
if you're the goalie, man. They love goalies.
That's also kind of true. Yeah, they need us. Yeah.
Man, the thing is, I'm a drummer and a goalie, so they're like not only they're like the most expensive things.
Yeah, they are.
Can
Yeah.
be, I guess, you know. But the other thing is that like everyone's looking for a drummer, everyone's looking for a goalie.
Yeah,
That's
You
true.
bought your way into that position.
I
The
go-
everybody
most special
needs.
people.
Yeah, well, I'd go practice, and then like with my team, and then like they'd come in the dressing room afterwards, and like, hey, they're like, don't get undressed. You're gonna go practice with the junior bees or whatever, you know. I'm like, what, really? I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
like I play a game, and they'd be like, yeah, come, you know. Or like the old lads, they'd be like, we need a goalie. You didn't show up. Yeah, you come like drinking beer with them afterwards. And
Yeah,
That's fucking
for
sick.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got the real good job.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like I've quit for too long now. I haven't played in like 10 years, so I'd be
Man.
like, yeah, I'd suck ass if I were to try to play again.
Yeah.
But,
Pull a
but I
handy.
go to a lot of games. Like my brother and I go to like, cause like you know, I always say there's two things to do in Ottawa: Blues Fest, Sens games.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
kind of
true.
like those are the two places where I run into random people. Like, oh, I haven't seen you in 5
Yeah,
years. You know,
right.
like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah, man.
But,
Sens
um,
games are always good times. You know?
Yeah, for sure. We usually try to go because they do the BOGO deals, so like we try to like get out
Yeah.
there. And then we made the mistake of like going to a game in the hundreds, and now it's like fuck, we can't go back anymore. You know?
Bro, I signed the glass with my kid one time. It was pretty
Yeah,
sick.
it's a cool
Oh, yeah?
They
experience.
like come down
there.
and like serve you and shit. Like they're like, yeah,
Oh.
they're
Yeah.
like, oh, you want anything? I'm like, seriously.
That we were able
Yeah.
to snipe me selling a goal before anyone else because just
Yeah.
the angle that I was sitting in, like I just saw it go in the net like before anyone
Right.
else did, like before the goal line. So like on TSN, there's just me, like
Oh, bro.
and then everyone else is
Recorded
still
that.
sitting.
That'd been like trendsetter.
My
acronym.
yeah.
my
I
brother
trendset on
has
beats,
a
I trendset on
screenshot of
beats.
that somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's got that on his
promo
phone.
the fuck out of that. And been
Yeah,
used
but you
it.
can't even like see my face or anything.
No,
but
no,
you
I
can see
should've
my jacket
Copy
though.
paste the face.
Yeah.
That was me.
Okay.
See my arm?
Just crushing like 6
One
beers of the game.
Woo! Knocking some
Yeah.
fucking lady. What are you doing?
Yeah.
All right. I
That's
think
not me.
I think we got one more.
Yeah, all right, we got one more. If you could receive a letter from your future self, what would you hope to read in that letter?
It was all worth it.
That
Yeah.
was quick and good.
Yeah, probably.
It's all worth it.
That's a pretty good
what she
message.
said, by the
Yeah.
way.
Keep going, man.
Just
No
picture
doubt.
a letter that just says.
I mean, that's a feeling I've had already.
Yeah, probably.
a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
We have written a lot of songs on this topic, so I'm very
That's also
like,
kinda true,
freshly
yeah.
familiar with this like subject at hand.
Okay,
I'm
okay,
very
okay.
clear on how
This is
I
a
feel
thought
about
exercise
that.
that we've.
Yeah,
Shit,
it's a
okay.
big topic for us. Like, bro, I just wrote this verse for what we just did. So like, we wanted to talk about the album and shit. I think is this after the lightning round we can talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the album
yeah,
a
yeah,
little
yeah.
bit. All right, because we just
Well, and that's it too. Is this is where we invite you to talk about anything recent or upcoming?
all right,
or
word,
whatever. Yeah,
word. Word. I'm not bad if I like one.
No, it's good,
overstepping the
man. No.
orchestration and everything.
No,
you
you
He's
know?
got two Coronas deep here.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, bro,
He's getting a
I
little
want to
rowdy.
talk about the fucking duality. But yeah, we just
Duality.
that's what it is.
I know,
we
but
called it yeah. I'm not Italian. I should stop
I'm just
doing that.
coming with it.
But like, yeah, we ended up making a little project here. So we're a couple projects deep, and like maybe he's better to like get into detail as to what the fuck it's all about and shit. But I want to talk about the titling and what we just did recently. So like we called it duality, and the first version is.
That's side A, it says.
Yeah,
on
the side A and
Yeah.
the side B, but like we gave them their own names, right? There's Nightfall and
Right,
there is
right.
Daydream.
Oh, yep.
Is that
It's
second
been
one out
leaked.
yet?
No.
No, I
that's
didn't
the thing
believe
we're
so,
working on
yeah.
right now.
It's
This
been
is- you
leaked.
heard it here
It's
It's a
first.
4G audio exclusive. Yeah.
Boom.
Um,
So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there's a side B, and they're all songs. A lot of these songs are songs we've lived with for years already. Too.
Oh yeah.
like
Um,
like a song we were talking about my album shit that I cut out
yeah.
is a big main single on that album we're just about to put out.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we
it's
just-
like
we
it
just,
lived that
like,
long, and it
yeah.
went through
Yeah.
like 4 versions on my phone, bro. Like
Wait, did I miss
different
something,
beats and
man?
shit.
So
It's
Oh.
been leaked.
the
Oh,
the,
the
the,
title
name, the,
of our
the
email.
title's been
Okay,
leaked.
shit,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I was like, maybe it had something to do with the freestyle. Or
Oh no
Yeah.
like,
no
whatever. I'm
no!
like,
We have
what?
duality. The first one we have already out is Nightfall.
Because I never
and
heard
this one's
that beat
Daydream.
before.
Oh
So I was like, is this some planned thing? Like,
damn! No, I was
Shit.
freestyling off
That's a
top
good
of the
idea,
dome,
though.
brother. Okay, that was
Okay,
not a
yeah.
written.
because that song, the song that you sang was like fucking like
No, thank you. I kind of want to hear what that was
especially
eventually.
for a freestyle.
For another.
That first
Oh,
song was
ding.
crazy. Yeah. Oh, you're
No,
good.
no, you're good.
Yeah, that first one I kind of felt like I hit something with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's probably gonna like fucking. If you're lit later, you're gonna go back and look at that, probably.
Yeah. I'll be like, bro, I want to hear that. Maybe like write a little something to it or something.
I mean, that's a
Write
lot
it
of our
down.
process too, and like we just. I guess part of it too with this project is like we're kind of getting to a point where we're like affording ourselves the opportunity to even make anything new, because we've spent now 2-3 years just like
Finishing
basically
what's on the
finishing
production line.
what's already there
Yeah.
that we've
Yeah,
already
yeah.
done.
It's
We haven't really
occupied.
had a chance to like yeah, that's probably why you had all those ideas are pent up all these years of
bro.
like because back before we had all it would just be get in the booth and I'll just make some beat.
And that's how the project gets done so quickly because we're like, we finally get the fucking unload.
And then we're like,
We've been
shit, we
spent
want to
on-
invest in videos
Yeah,
and
and
like,
there you go.
Yeah.
mastering and blah, 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 blah,
It
blah.
takes time.
And then now all of a sudden it's 2 years later and we're like, do we still like these songs, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
We do.
Well, we do, yeah, which is why we're,
Hey.
oh, hi.
Atlas.
This is my dog Atlas.
Hello, Atlas. I'm Marty. Nice to meet you.
So duality. So it's
Wants
two.
to scope it around. And
You're
we
saying
have-
it's two separate projects.
So it's like, I guess the idea was like, it's all one.
It's a
Oh
half.
my,
It's a
hey,
half and a half.
What's going on?
Hey, Atlas. How are you, buddy?
And he looks at me like he's a year next.
The third chemist is here.
Yeah. Hey.
It's okay.
No, it's all
Hey,
good.
man. I love dogs, bro. Dude, don't go over there. That's beer stuff. No, dude. Go there and that side. You're so cute, buddy.
Hi.
All this has to do is spin around the whole world. He has to check out what's going on around here. Get a little sense of the vibe. Yo, lose around, bro.
Yeah, he breaks free sometimes.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's super
That's
cute.
loose, man. Yeah. Yeah, Atlas. Oh yeah. He's been around. man.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
knows what's up. Exactly. Yeah. Shit. Okay. So, but sorry, you were saying the next part is coming.
So, well, we don't have a firm date on it yet.
And I missed it. Sorry, what was it called again? You guys.
The upcoming one, the upcoming one's going to be called Daydream. So it's sort of it's the opposite of the Nightfall project.
It's a bit musically, like when it's called Daydream, it's not super like, I mean,
Psychedelic.
there's like there's like weird chord shifts. There's like, it's a bit more experimental as far as the production goes, and stuff that we don't really dabble into a whole lot. And then like, it's not super. Well, there are a couple upbeat songs on there though, so it's maybe a bit more up tempo, I guess, in the first half.
Yeah.
But
it's like a B-side. It's like the up-tempo B-side.
Yeah, basically. I mean, like originally, like technically, like it was gonna just be one. Like it's all one album, and like that's what we kind of decided what was gonna be on there from the jump. We kind of had a good idea that all these songs were gonna be on there. It was a question of which side they were going on and why, more or less. But and we wanted to split it up into two to just buy some time, really.
Yeah.
So you could like, and just to have more things to release, than just one big thing. But we're probably gonna do that, and then maybe a little deluxe or something down the road with a couple other songs that didn't make the main project. But
And we just recorded all that in Audio Valley. Like, what day was it again? Tuesday.
on Tuesday we
On
did
Tuesday
we did 4 records.
We
Yeah,
did 11 hours. We
Nice.
did 4 records, and because we've already written them down. We've already have like
yeah, they're already
demos,
pretty well rehearsed and
and
stuff.
like we already know what we're gonna do, and like we already like them, and like a couple of songs we've already performed. Like we did like at a performance, because sometimes you perform unreleased tracks, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And we did a show a few years ago at Cafe des Cuff, right? I think
Yeah.
it was 18 months ago. And we got our hair dyed blonde and shit. We got our fucking videos pop in with the YouTube and shit for
Right,
promo
right.
videos. And we had a guitar and a drum for the guys that he was touring with, you know?
Yeah.
They learned that shit.
So we did like a live band.
We had the
type
live
of
band
shit.
pop
yeah.
in at Day Cuff. You know, we were trying like that vibe with it too. Like that was super fun. You know what I mean? When
You guys have any upcoming shows?
we did all that, nothing
Well,
planned yet. but we are
nothing.
trying to be very busy.
Yeah, nothing
Figured.
that can be announced.
Yeah.
But there's
Yeah,
things
yeah.
in the works. It's
We're
kind of
looking
tough. It's
Surrounding area and definitely
Yeah.
here.
yeah, here
But,
for sure.
Like that's already in the works. But it's like you only want to announce something when it's already planned out, so that people that
Yeah.
are looking forward to it have a satisfactory ending to it. It's
Oh,
like my
yeah,
will
right.
is there, and we're trying our hardest to do that. And I think what it comes down to is like making the best out of what we just did, because we just had a performance August 2nd. You know, we just did that at Cafe des Cuff. It was great. He orchestrated a light show.
Right.
We got bro, we've rehearsed I think like fucking 50 sessions of rehearsals for shows over the years
yeah.
at just Record Runner, and then we did the fucking band ones before you guys went on tour with the drum and the guitar.
Yeah, we would just
for
do
our
those
own
ourselves,
set
yeah.
before they would do their set to go on tour.
Right.
Probably fucking 50 other times.
Yeah.
And we have our own in-ears, we have our own wireless microphones. They're not fucking cheap. They're good shit.
Well, yeah, we have
just
like the
got our
whole
own fucking
performance stuff
lights.
ready to go. Yeah.
He's programming
Yeah.
the whole fucking light show to the performance in fucking 2 weeks when he learned it and shit. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
I think the most disappointing thing
Wow,
with all that
shit.
is just like how tough it is to come across, because it's like without, and like this was also like, this is something that shifted a lot, I think, over the years. Like not even, I don't even think it's really relevant to like COVID or anything. I mean, that backed a lot of things up because there were a lot of rescheduled shows, and it was like, if you want to book a venue and like book a show, like, we're backed up 6 months,
Right,
like good
yeah.
luck. And I think you're still dealing with that a little bit now, less so, but, and also just there's fewer venues, I guess, than there might have been before. That's changing though. That's changing. But it's just tough, like to do, because like you don't really want to like, you want to separate like a few months between your, like if you want to do like a big headliner thing where you have
Yeah,
you pull
yeah.
out all the stops, like you can't really do that like every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And like ideally, like we set our shows up as if like if we were going on tour, everything would be like boom, 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 like from load in to load out, tech rider, blah blah blah, all that shit's ready to go. Because I'm like, well, you know what? It's opportunity is what is it? Preparation, luck is whatever the saying is.
The meeting preparation thing.
So we're prepared, put it that
That
way. And
one,
like that's
yeah.
also kind of like, I'm sort of from that ilk a bit more than like that is like I was doing that before I ever did production. So it's like, it's still kind of second nature to me to have all that shit like prepared and
Yeah.
have a high standard for it. And it's tough because like, in the position we're in, it's like, well, we don't, like, we're not like a huge act or anything, but it's also something where we don't necessarily want to take on just like a little club appearance. Like
Yeah,
those
like-
opportunities just don't really, because it's like, well, no, if I want to
Yeah.
put on a show, I want to put on our show, I want to have,
your worth.
This is
yeah,
literally
like I want to
what,
have the
like,
gear and I want to have
Somebody
the,
asked us before, or somebody asked me before we performed our show.
Mm.
Like, said, yo, like, they haven't seen me in a while. They were wondering, like, why are you now in a group? They're genuinely just asking, just because they
Right.
want to know. Right? And a lot of people have always asked me that. And I was like, dude, first of all, It was really fucking good music, really good to do. This guy pushes me. He's the guy that I was making all my shit with from the beginning anyways. My solo career is not dead. I've released 2 songs this year, and we're planning on releasing more and doing a lot of covers on YouTube and stuff. And he's the one doing all the shit with me, and he's going to release his own shit. He works with a lot of artists. We're all in this together, you know what I mean? The idea of us doing this in the group is that it's a lot. It's fucking good, first of all. It's what we can do, putting 2 fucking good heads together and making some shit that we can do on our own.
Right.
And, bro, we can fucking afford things twice as powerfully.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
When
it's
you're
better to have 2
investing stuff
investors. For sure.
alone,
Yeah. Exactly.
it's a different story. We can facilitate a performance. We can really make that happen. And we have 2 heads going at it all day. We have a team of people now that's going at it all day. And, like, we're involved to the point where, like, our brand is involved. We're not just employees to this shit, bro.
Right.
This is our shit. And we tied in the biggest, like, we both put our drive into this when it comes to artists. You know what I mean? Like, I know you're a full-time producer, but, like, as Ghosts, like, you went, fuck it, I'm doing the Chemists. As Marty Party, I said, fuck, I'm doing the Chemists for a
Well, I think it's also an opportunity
We
cost
spent the
thing,
money
right?
on
Like,
it,
yeah,
you
it's
know,
like, it's a money and time thing.
And
Like,
look at what we have now with the equipment we purchased, with the rehearsals that we've done. So the objective is to build a fan base. The objective is to build a genuine fan base and perform in front of them. And seeing what he's got to experience from a friend of ours, right? Touring and selling the merchandise and getting with the fan base and doing all of that. There's a lot of power that's with what you do, with how you present your art. You know what I mean? So it's not just about how good you are in a studio and what you make and how good it meshes. It's also how does it look? How does it feel? What are you presenting? What's the storyline? Where are you pushing it? 100%.
Right.
There's so much more to it that, oh my God, it's not even fun anymore. I just want to freestyle.
Right.
And now I'm doing all of this.
Yeah.
So it's like I would not rather do it than anybody than this guy, because we've done a lot together.
Yeah.
We've been through a lot together, and man, there's moments where I've wanted to stop. Just recently, man, fucking a couple months ago, I was like, dude, this is tough, you know.
Yeah.
He's like, we're gonna keep going.
And that's like why a team is so important, right? Because on your own, it's easy to fall to those thoughts.
100%.
Giving in to letting go.
100%. And sometimes these opportunities that come to you are at the right time. They take you to where you need to get.
Exactly.
And you just can't. I'm like water, bro. You got to go with the flow. Sometimes you gotta trust, man.
Yeah.
You gotta trust. You're going through a crevice into a bigger
like
pool.
water.
Bro.
Yeah, for sure, man.
That
And
ass.
sometimes that's all. That's
Can't fight it.
all you need to hear is that reassurance. You know, like
100%.
what you're doing is dope, or this is fucking on the right track. You know?
And like the work that we do together as well. Like I think it's always
Hey, man.
reassuring.
It's
Hell
funny.
yeah.
It's kind of funny too that you say that. Funny story. The week of our show, it was a stressful week, putting everything together and stuff.
No
I got
doubt.
in this little fender bender, right?
Oh yeah.
And I just resolved it all with the guy like a couple days ago, and everything's all good now. But it was funny because like it was him and his wife, and then we exchanged information, obviously.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, like my wife like looked you up and like found the Chemists, and like he
No
subscribed
way.
to the YouTube. Yeah. So
No
he
way.
showed up and he was like, yo, like
Yeah.
You didn't tell me this.
we were
That's
just
crazy.
chatting. Yeah. Well,
I
this
didn't
was
even
just
know
like this was just a couple days ago, and I was like,
Run
that's
into
hilarious.
people
And I was also like, how did you like? I was impressed, to be honest. I guess also like we try to keep our credits in order. So I guess if you look up my full government name,
Yeah.
that's probably the first thing that's gonna come up. Will be just whatever I.
Right.
That's probably the first thing that like would show up. So anyway, it was just kind of funny, but like. Yeah, you never know, and like it's like little moments like that are like cool. This is kind of cool, you know. Like this was like a
Yeah.
pretty negative
Bro,
situation.
you should crash into people more often.
Yeah, I
I feel
should.
like that's a good promotional method. You should consider the return on that.
Yeah, you know, and he was
Look
like,
on the ROI.
he was like, yeah, man, you guys are really
New
good.
bumper, a fan. maybe
Yeah,
you buy
you know.
a T-shirt.
Yeah, for
There's
sure.
something there.
But
Yeah, man.
Get them to pay for
but yeah,
it.
that was kind of that was kind of funny, and like you know, but things like that are why you do it. I think at the end of the day, and like that was sort of what I. Like, you know, coming from the metal industry, it's like you could go on tour and it might suck financially a little bit because you might be making like 100 a show, and like, and then whatever you sell in merch or whatever, and like that's provided the venue doesn't take a cut of that, and like, you know, it might be tough. You know, it might be either living in your van or car or like staying at like a shitty like Motel 6 or whatever. But like I think we're kind of in a position where it's like I feel like with contemporary music being like whatever's popular, there isn't like it's either you're not doing shows and you're not afforded those opportunities, or you're immediately making like 15 grand a night. Like there's like the middle ground, it almost doesn't exist. It's like you sign to a label,
you sign a booking agent and then all of a sudden you're making 5 figures overnight,
Right.
or like the idea of just toughing it out
Yeah.
and like there being, because there's almost like not enough artists that are like mid-sized, and as soon as they get scooped up by somebody or some whatever,
Right.
and like there's not really a
There's not
strong
a
investment.
platform for that shit.
There's not a strong investment in like performing and touring for like mid-sized artists. Really, it's either you're big and you're doing theaters, or like in the metal industry that's still a big thing because it's just a difference of fan bases. Like you get a lot more. It's a lot more exclusive, the fan base. You know, like they're
They're
a lot more connected to the music.
Right.
So or connected to the music. I guess like there are more hardcore fans. There's less casual fans.
Yeah.
You know, than like if you discover someone on a Spotify or playlist versus like you know, buying vinyl from, you know, like it's just like you're just dealing with different types of people. And so there are those opportunities to like, you know, maybe play a 20 show tour and make 100 a night, and you come home and you're either, maybe you've broken even if you're lucky. But like things like that are things that we're like, oh, we'd love to do that, but like the opportunity just isn't really there unless you make it yourself.
Yeah.
And we're kind of in this position where it's like, well, let's finish this album and then let's see if we can make it ourselves.
Right.
And see, you know, what there is out there. And then it also gets tough because like just geographically Canada's tough for that. You know, like to put together, to string together show, because there's so much work, right? And then
But that's our plight. That's our plight.
When you have 10, 15, 20 shows in a row, then like, you know, that's all the 40, 60 consistent straight hours of putting together a set, and like all the little facets that come with putting together like a well timed and controlled set, like all those things kind of, there's more of a payoff to it.
Yeah.
So
right.
I mean, there are things in the works right now, hopefully before the end of the year, if things work out and we're able to get the schedule together. But you know, we're definitely looking at opportunities to just like go play wherever we can in Canada, and trying to figure out like what the you know, really like what the like just the cost analysis of it all.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like
Right.
it's like even if you just want like more performance experience, like I even looked into like you can get a flare, play Calgary, rent a car, play Edmonton, and then come back. Like how many tickets would you have to sell to make that worthwhile? How much can you sell in this or that? Like, you know, like, and then at that point too, it would make sense you would want to connect with artists out there and try to figure out. But like,
Yeah,
there are ways to do it, but it's tough, and like it's not something that like the investors within the Canadian music industry, I don't think have a strong enough emphasis on it. I do think it's a problem a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that there are opportunities, but like they're not like they should be more broadcasted, and I think they should be invested in further.
Yeah,
'Cause I do think that
the
like,
average experience. Sorry.
well, you know, and like a lot of people, you know, being in Ottawa, a lot of people like, you know, yeah, everyone likes to complain about whatever city they're from in the music scene, but
Yeah.
you know, you always hear the Ottawa's boring and the Ottawa's this and the Ottawa's that. And there's just not like there's I think it's mainly just a disconnect, you know, and like
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
needs to be a way for these smaller mid-sized artists to get these opportunities to just perform and be on stage and make a living at all
Yeah.
off of what you're doing, you know? Because Spotify ain't paying you that, so
Yeah.
you got to find a way to do it, you know.
Yeah.
But and I think that's also how you build your fan base. You know, you go on the road with, like that's how we sold merch
Yeah,
on tour. Like we
exactly,
had a few, you know, there were people that came out to see us for sure. When I was on tour with the metal band, but like a lot of the merch sales were people that were there to see the bigger bands that were on tour, and they're like,
Yeah.
"You guys are cool, sick. I want a shirt. I want a CD, whatever."
Right.
And you know, I think that like that being that size of artist and that general, the idea of those opportunities existing, I think are the main thing kind of missing with like, and like that goes for like pop, R&B, rap, especially rap.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's what I was
Oh,
thinking
yeah.
of saying is like the average fucking interaction you have when you're an artist at like a beginning level is, hey, we want you to perform at this location or whatever. Hey, you're down to perform? Okay, sure. Like we
Pay
want
to-
you to perform.
Pay to play.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, there's nothing wrong with that format. It's how you have to do it as a person that's gonna book a venue
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
pay this artist a shit ton of money. Like, it makes a lot of sense. But to a certain degree, like that's fine for that entry level. Like, if there's 10 levels to an artist, you know, that's okay
Yeah.
for like 1, 2, or 3 or whatever. Not saying that
Absolutely, yeah.
you're not good if you're 1, 2, or 3. Like I was doing that at locations, and
It gives you the experience.
you need
right?
you need to start somewhere,
Yeah.
and maybe you start wherever you start. But like I certainly started there. I did that like when I was making songs before I met him. Like at little
Well, if you
locations and
hustle, you can
whatever.
sell the
Like
tickets too.
there's nothing
right?
wrong with
Like,
it, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? You got to do what you got to do, and you know what? You might meet people there that are like-minded. You might, like, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But all I'm
Yeah.
saying is that if you're an artist that's at a level where, okay, like I've done that for a couple of years, like I have a couple people like actually bring out, like we got a set that's a bit more professional to that regard. Like we have music that we've made on ourselves, and we're at that cusp, and we have, you know, there's another level, you know, there's a lot of, it's like it's a lot of layers, and I feel like it's just a big jump, right? It's like from 1 to you're up.
Right.
And it's like there's not that many opportunities for artists that could be providing more, at least that are thrown in your face. I mean, obviously, that's something we got to crack at, right? I'm not saying I know everything, but it's like, man, it seems like that would be something that would be fun to do more often, is to perform at my level. I want to perform more often. I want to perform a shit ton next year. So that's the kind of like what I'm on. And like, oh, you know what? One day I want to do Blues Fest. So that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. Is like, hey, these things are going to be coming my way. It's not somebody's going to come knock on my door and give me exactly what I want to do. It's more like we kind of got to make it happen ourselves. And what does that look like? And you know, is that feasible? Is it possible? Is it affordable?
And you have to do it yourself. No one's gonna do it for you, right?
That's
definitely.
Maybe that's more of what I'm saying. It's like once you get to that degree, you realize you kind of have to make it yourself. But there should be opportunities that are provided. Like if you're in a poppin' city, there's festivals and shit that are happening. Like Victor works with a shit ton of artists. You know, a lot of good people, and a lot of producers in the city work with a lot of good people as well. And they could just have a night where they're like, yo, here's all the artists I work with. And people would have a great time. People would want to pay money and they would be entertained all
That's
evening.
pretty much the format whenever we do a show.
You know?
Is I'll just
That's what happens.
Whoever I'm working with pretty consistently at the time, I'll be like, yo, do you want to play?
Man,
like I have a show thing coming up, and like I know you're putting out something because I know your release schedule because I'm working on your music. You know,
and it would be worth paying a ticket for it to
We're
come
gonna try
see.
and wrap this up here, though.
Right,
Sorry,
yeah.
guys.
Oh yeah,
No,
you're
you're
good,
good,
bro.
man.
Do your thing. We'll ramble for fucking 5
No,
hours.
exactly.
so.
Yeah, no, and we could keep doing it, but no. So I'm excited to see what you guys got coming, though. Sounds like
For
you,
sure.
well, you've alluded to something very big here, something going on before the end of the year, maybe. So
Do you have
I'm
any
excited to see.
idea when Side B will be released?
Well, it's recorded.
No pressure. Yeah.
So
Okay.
but it'll probably
loaded
it'll probably be orchestrated around the same time as these other ideas and
Right.
things plans we have brewing before the end of the year.
End of the year performance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell
All
yeah.
right. Well, I'm excited, man. Appreciate
Yep.
you guys coming through.
Thank you
thanks,
very
man.
much for having us. About damn time.
Been a
Yeah,
time.
for sure.
man,
This
it's
felt
been a
real
while,
nice,
'cause,
too.
Yeah, I know we've talked a few times here and there, and it's like, yeah, get it. Oh, let's get it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's finally happened, but it's also too. I'm actually. I feel like there was a lot to talk about too, though. Still,
Yeah,
Hell yeah,
man,
man.
been a hot minute.
Flowed through.
And no, you guys are always welcome back for sure.
Hell yeah, man.
Respect.
But if you guys want to tell them where to find you and on all your social media or where
What
to
you got
find your
going on?
music, all that shit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, on all streaming platforms, the Chemists. Instagram's probably our main social media. The Chemists _ music. I don't even know our social medias. We've had them for so long.
Marty Party _ music is my individual one, and yours is Rib Victor, and they're in our bios.
Mine's our RIP
You
VCTR.
should follow our individual as well, and like in our bio, you'll find our Chemist one. I don't know if it's a dot or an underscore, but Marty Party _ music is me. You are.
I'm Rip Victor. RIP VCTR.
Yeah.
And then and if you're an artist and you want to get some work in, you know, that's where to find me.
That's it, man.
get it done.
Your boy.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking right. And okay, well, like I said, appreciate you guys coming through, man.
Hell yeah, bro.
Hell
We're gonna
yeah.
wrap this up.
Appreciate that.
And as for you, crazy people, there was something I was gonna tell you. Oh yeah, this is a large T-shirt.
Yeah.
It just came in the mail, and I tried it on, and it fit, and I was excited about that. Anything you guys are excited about lately?
Just living life and being a father, you know?
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Fucking right.
Hell yeah.
LIVIN.
That's it.
Everybody's
man.
got to put out some fucking positive vibes on my chance to win 10K.
That's
Yeah,
it,
that's
man.
right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
That's
right.
right. We need-
Jonesy's
Got it
going
on
to the
Hot 89.
Hot
like,
89.9 10K party.
Oh.
Yeah, he got in.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
comment.
My boy.
Like and comment. Good luck.
Yeah.
Should be
For
fun,
sure.
man. Good luck.
And
Sick.
just remember this, anything lost can be found except for time wasted.
Oh, damn. That's actually, everything is so, maybe I just make it relevant, but everything seems so relevant every time
Yeah.
you have one of these sayings. It's the perfect one. Also, shout out the Chemists for the fucking guap.
You got to show some love, bro. We know how you roll. We big players out here. You know what I'm saying? I told you I'd have you straight. I told you I'd have you counted. I got
man.
you right.
Oh yeah.
Everything I
that's
said was
good,
gonna be
man.
in there's in there.
Yeah,
All
oh
right.
yeah.
We don't fuck around with 4G audio.
And one real quick thing though, if you do go to Costco for the poutine, before I end up reviewing it, telling you all guys the secret, fries well done, crispy fries with the gravy on the side. Any
That's
motherfucking
right.
way. I'm Stylez the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
And I'm Jonesy.
Together with the Basement Weirdos, this is the 4G Audio Podcast. Much love, gang. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Always catch y'all in the next one.
Peace.